Happy Sunday to our followers here on Tabletop Baseball Plus. This is Tenacious Earl, and this is the final round of the 2019 Colonial Challenge from Colonial Country Club in Fort Worth, Texas, known in the play games community as Texas Provincial Country Club. We will be playing the final round here of this tournament, the one following up the Tenacious Pro Championship, and we will be catching it right as the leaders begin their final round at the par 5 first. Take a quick look at the current standings on the tour here. Dustin Emmerich, who is currently in the lead of this tournament starting his final round, is running away with this championship so far. 7 wins on the season, and he is poised for an 8th. Also, 11 top 10 finishes out of 14 events he's played. He's earned $11 million and some spare change to kick around. The closest competitor there is Martin Van Dyke, who did not make the final groupings here, but he has 1 win and is sitting at $5.2 million, followed by Trent McAdams, also not in these groups. So, rounding up top 5, Yunli Song and Gil Granbury. We will see Granbury here today. We won't see Yunli Song. And as you look down the top 10, we don't have any of the other top 10 guys, but we do have Onorato, Aldrich, Laufenberg, all in the final groupings here. So we take a look at our screen here, and currently, as we are getting ready for the start of these golfers to get out onto the course, and that looks really strange. What has happened here? Is this the same problem that's come up before? No. Okay. Yeah, I saw a little... I still see it. There's a wrinkle right there. Oh, anyway. I guess I should get going here. So, Dustin Emmerich. And the cards look a little strange. They didn't look like this before. I set it all up to look just right, and then I get into a game, and things look a little weird. So, anyway. Let's not be too concerned about this. We have a par 5 first here. It's pretty easy hole, pretty easy start to this round for these golfers, but it's Emmerich on top. Evan Aldrich has started his round strong. A couple of birdies through 2 holes, and he is tied with Emmerich. He is in the second to last group. As you can see, we work from right to left as far as this is the final pairing or the final threesome. And so we will work through the rest of these golfers. But we've already had the early golfers go, and that's what we will be starting with here. So let me see something here. All right, so we will get going here with Dustin Emmerich. Par 5 fifth, 565 yards, long for many of us mere amateurs, but these guys, it's semi-double cordial. So a chance for birdie, chance for eagle for some of these guys, and Emmerich, Alan Duvall, Rance Aberley, your final group. These are going to be the last guys to play it. This is a par 70 course, which means only 2 par 5s on the 18, with 4 par 3s and the rest par 4s. So not too many of these par 5s, which tend to be birdie holes. Here is Emmerich. He has extra control. This is a till further notice trait that he has picked up in previous tournaments. That means that when we roll a 4, as well as anything that's not listed here, he has control. So the other 2 things that were pre-game rolls, Jimmy Kimes and Alan Duval are both gold. Putters, they added that. But the next TFN quality that is earned in one of these tournaments, Dustin Emmerich will be the one to lose the extra control, because you can only have 5 till further notice traits going at any one time, or injuries or whatnot. So here's Emmerich. 1 degree of course control, so an easy hole here. Should be a birdie for him, and let's take a look. And it's a white 6, which means because the dot is yes, that means it's semi-double, or it means it's double cordial. He gets a birdie right off the bat and will jump back out into the lead. He does not get a blue chip for that because it is a double cordial par 5. So you do not get the blue chip. You get a blue chip for a par on any other hole for that patience. Now, okay, a white 5 means we're going to have to go off the course card. You take the black and the silver, ascending order, 44. He's in the sand with his second shot. So whether it's just near the green or whether it's maybe 120 yards out, he is in the sand, and we have to see how he navigates the rest of this using the green die. Result, is he a chunky player? Alan Duval, he is not. So he ends up with an easy par putt. For easy pars, you take 2 dice, and as long as they aren't 6s, as long as it's not the highest roll possible, he makes his par. So kind of a disappointing start there for Alan Duval, who is actually now 2 back of his playing partner. And now Rance Aberley, who has been in some tournaments recently. See if he can notch his first win here finally. Okay, we've got a 2-5-6 when it is golfer control. When the white die is not matched anywhere on the hole card, that means the golfer has control, and then we take the ascending result of the 3 other dice, the black, silver, green. So 2, 5, 6. Is he a legend? He is a legend, so he will get a blue chip. And we have to go to the Gallery Cheers par 5 version. And we get the green 6. Is he a hacker? He is not a hacker. So he gets strong applause. We get to re-roll the white die, and we see what the result is. Hopefully an easier birdie putt, but you never know. Okay, it's a 2. Let me double check and make sure. Yeah, that is showing up, so we do see the very edge on the screen. So that's a white 2. And thus a white 2 equals a moderate birdie putt. So moderate birdies are a 1 or a 2 out of 6. It says to be 2 or less. And it's a 6. So he misses that. That leaves an easy par. We already said that was the 6-6 is a miss. And so he makes it. And he starts off, Aberley starts off with a par, remains 3 behind. Actually stays 3 behind now, playing partner. Okay, so everybody's off. We're going to try and get through this in maybe 3 hours. Depending on the distractions here. It's a Sunday. It'd be nice if it were a nice, quiet, calm Sunday, but you know how that goes if your house is anything like mine. Okay, so here we see the par 5 or the par 4 fifth, not a par 5. 4 degrees of course difficulty. It's 481 yards. It's pretty long for a par 4. Not as long as a couple of them there at Bethpage, but it is daunting, and it is semi-challenging. So, toughest hole on the course. So up to 1 through 4, pretty easy. This is where you get a little bit of difficulty here. So a little bit of water is in play as well on the tee shot. 46 and 55, and only a white 1 will get a player control of the hole, and they have to spend 2 blue chips instead of just 1 on a daunting hole. So guys are just now Myung Cho, who is currently 5 behind, he could in theory take his 2 blue chips and try to get control of this. We will see. That's something I'm going to have to play. And I keep getting things knocking down because my the top of my thing is right here. 36 is a rough in 2. So he puts it in the rough with his second shot, and now he needs to be a master, which he is, so he ends up with an easy par putt because he's a master. If he did not, he would have a double difficult par, and that would mean almost certain bogey. But now he gets the easy par, which he misses it. Oh boy. So Onorato started off with 3 birdies in a row, but now he is going to need a gimme bogey. And of course now he gets triple ones, but that is going to drop him back to -10. Okay, Myung Cho. He's going to save his blue chips for now. See, and he'll get another blue chip for that white 6. Again, that's one where you take some patience and you take a par and you walk away from it. Okay, now Jimmy Kimes, who is also -9, just like Cho. That's 5 back. Okay, he has 34, which is golf cam course on a daunting hole. That is a recipe for disaster most times. And this is definitely the case with a white 2 or a green 2 or green 3. It on a daunting hole, that's a bogey basically. So he needs a clutch putt for bogey here. Now granted he's gold, so a 1 to 5 means he makes it. And he does, so he'll get a blue chip, but he does lose a shot and he'll be dropped to -8. Okay. Okay. Our first look here on the channel at the par 3 4th hole. Not a terribly difficult hole. It is long. It's 247. The only thing is it has a firm green, so there are some things for that on the golfer control. But it's only 3 degrees of course difficulty. So a 1 or a 2 will earn the golfer a chance at maybe getting a birdie here. And anybody could buy this with a chip. Celestino Garcia will play it as it lies here. He's not going to use any chips, just going to go for it. Garcia currently 3 back at -11. He's birdied 2 of his first 3 holes. And he gets a 46, which is golf cam course. Green 2. It's not cordial. Oh wait, this is par 3. Not cordial, not daunting. So he ends up with an easy par putt. We just saw Onorato miss one. Hopefully not 2 in a row, and that's good. So he does make that. Here is Heath Summers. Heath's had a little bit of a tough time this year, but you know what? We're gonna take a blue chip right here. He wants to get going. He is currently -11, and he thinks he's got what it takes to get a birdie on this hole. So let's see if he does. 2, 3, 4. Not sure how that's going to work out. Is he dynamic? He is not. So it goes to experience. The green 2 asks, is he an icon? And on his card it says, yes, he is. So because he's an icon, he gets a gimme. But for birdie, that is the high roll again. As long as it's not 6s, he will get a birdie. And a good use of a chip there. Well, it looks like a good use of a chip. He gets to within 2 of Emmerich. So now, Gil Granbury with an untimely bogey at the 3rd. So he's trying to turn it around here. Yeah, he's going to throw caution to the wind here. He sees his playing partner get some luck out of it, so he will use a blue chip as well. 266. Is he a champion? No, he's not. So it's golf cam green. Gets bad break there. Couple of champions rolling around here, but golf cam green 6. Is it friendly or is he laser? He is laser. He gets a clutch birdie putt. That means a 1 to 3 because he is a neutral putter. 50% chance at making this, and it is in the hole. He earns a blue chip and he gets that stroke back that he lost on 3. He will move to -10. So couple of birdies. Actually, he cannot get a blue chip because he took control of the hole using a blue chip. Hey, RJL, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever. All right, so to the third. Out of this opening stretch of 4 holes, this is probably the most difficult, and it's not really all that difficult. It is 483 yards, and you have to use 1 blue chip to get control for it. That'd be the only way you probably get a birdie. You could sneak a birdie out of here on any of these golf cam course designations. You get about a 16% chance if you can land on one of those of having an opportunity at a birdie, I would say. But roughly speaking, it'll be Evan Aldrich first. Aldrich currently 1 back. Made a good move in his start here. Went birdie, and looking to keep it going here. He's not going to use a blue chip. He's hoping for something better, maybe. So 36 is he's in the trees in 2. So not going to get a birdie out of this one. He does have a green 2, which should give him a chance to get out of this. So he's not a master, so he gets an easy putt for par. So, again, an easy putt is made, and he will hang in there at minus 13. Now, Lucas Bergman, this guy I believe is a newbie to our broadcast. As you can see, his tournament rating is 4B, which pretty much leaves him a ways down the leaderboard, but he did make it into the final, currently sitting at minus 11. And he is a long hitter. He isn't so great around the greens with his recovery shots, but he has been on tour a while, and sometimes you never know what can happen with some of these cards. Sometimes it's just about the luck of the rolls they get throughout a round. And he goes here with a 2, which means you go 12 on the black and silver. He is in the sand with his second shot. So green side bunker, green 2. Is he sandy? No, he's not. So he also gets an easy putt. He lines it up, taps it in, and will get away with his par. He is 1 under through 3 holes. And now Jay Laufenberg, we saw his name on the top 20 money standings right now. Guy who is not a long hitter. Say he's kind of average with that, but he does know how to put a good shape to his drives, able to finesse it through some narrow openings and around some corners. He's also good with his irons, and he's a pretty good putter in the clutch. So here we go. He does have a red chip. He's going to hang on to that for now. And one of the few holes where a 1 is not going to get you any good. That's a 44, which is rough in 2. So he is next to the green. Another green 2. Is he a master? No. So he'll end up with a moderate par putt this time. 1 to 5. And it's in the hole. So we'll go to 2. 2 is pretty easy. Again, only 1 degree of course difficulty. These are the types of holes that do not favor Emmerich because he does have extra control anyway. He will be in good shape when it comes to holes where there's a lot of difficulty. He could still sneak out control on one of them just from the fact that he does have extra control. That 4 will come into play some of the time. Here we go. Emmerich at the par 4 second, 389 yards. It's pretty short, all things considered. And it says, thanks to a short, spacious fairway, it's pretty easy pickings for these guys. So 3, 4, 5, and this might be a bad roll. Let's see. 3, 4, 5. That is pushed shot, drifts towards the rough automatically. That's automatically a gallery groans. So break there for his competitors. We go to the gallery groans chart, and it's a green 3. Is he a master? He's semi-master. Another thing that will favor his competitors right now, the decide or die is a no, so he will not be a master. He does not get a chance at a birdie. He does have a moderate putt for par. 1 to 5, and it's in the hole. So he survives, and a little bit of an up and down there. Poor drive, decent recovery, gets it in. We'll take his par. Now, Alan Duvall, this is my only custom card in the finals here. He has some issues with irons sometimes. He is a longer hitter on tour. He's pretty good up and down, and of course he's got the gold that he earned from the pre-tournament rolls. So here we go. He's currently sitting 2 back of Emmerich, and this gives him a chance at a patient par, and he will take it. So gets a blue chip, and he will walk to 3 as Rance Aberley's finishing up his hole. Okay, now he gets a white 6, but now because there's 2 other 6s, this is an advanced option. That leaves you needing a clutch putt for that par in order to get the blue chip and the par. So he needs a 1, 2, or 3 on this, and he does get it. So Aberley catches the break there, and okay, we're moving on. As I said, this is going to take a little bit of time this afternoon, so we're just going to make our way. I might have to take a break here or there. Okay, so let's make sure everything is in camera here. Okay, good. Okay, so good. The 6th. So we had that tough one at the 5th. That kind of like you had the first 4, which were relatively easy. 5th tough. 6th back to easy again. It's a semi-cordial hole. It's 406 yards. Only 2 degrees of course difficulty. Not much to trouble guys. And so Myung Cho has the tee. 1 birdie to start the round, and the rest have been pars. And both of his playing partners bogeyed that tough 5th. So here we go. Cho. Okay, there's another white 6. He will take a par. Steady Eddie there. He's piling up the blue chips. They may come in handy later. So now it will be Onorato. And there's a white 5, so that means it will be off the course card. 23 is Golf Cam Green. Par 4 green 2. Is it friendly? Semi-friendly with a dot. So he gets a break there, and it's a clutch putt for birdie. So he could do one of 2 things. He could either use the blue chip to make it gold, which would be a 1 to 5, or he takes the chance. And if he makes it on a 1 to 3, he gets a second blue chip. If he misses, he loses the blue chip he had. So he's going to let it ride here. He is currently 4 back. He'd like to amass some blue chips. He needs a birdie here with a 1 to 3, and it's a 6. So if he would have spent the blue chip, he would have missed anyway. But that leaves him an easy par, and he sinks it. So he'll remain at -10. A lot of guys here who would love to get their first victory on tour. Granbury has already won. Summers has already won. And, of course, Emmerich is lapping the field here so far in this 2019 season. But a number of guys here would love to get their first one here at Colonial. Here is Jimmy Kimes. Kimes at -8. He'll earn another blue chip with a par. He's not gotten anything really going so far. All right, so now our third to last group, Summers, Granbury, Garcia, get to this tough hole, the 5th. Garcia might take control. I hate taking control with 2 chips unless it's close to the end of the round. So there's a 4, so that's 56. Rough in 1. Green 2 could... That should give him a decent chance at least a par here. So anytime you end up away from the squares or the circle on these holes, and actually if he would have had 46 it would have been water, but anyway, if you end up on one of these hazards, the lower the green number the better. If it's a 1 you have an excellent chance to recover. If it's a 6 you need to have probably the master or sandy quality to get away with it. So where was I? So 2, so wait, let's see, 56, that's rough in 1 and a 2. Is he a master? He's not a master. He does end up with a moderate. That's an 86% chance at a par, and he misses it. So Summers now needs an easy bogey. He does get that, but that after being 3 under through 4, the tough 5th bites another. Okay, Gil Granbury. And he gets a 1, so he will be able to roll off of his own traits here on the par 4. 1, 3, 3. Is he yeoman or puny? No, he's shaper. Neither of those two. And is he hacker? He's not a hacker either. So we go to experience. And a green 1 is great on this. So also these Golf Cam experience, mood, or right now, the lower the better. It's going to ask if he's a prospect and he's an icon. So he's going to end up with a gimme birdie putt. So a chance to go 2 in a row now, and then 3 birdies, 1 bogey if he can just avoid the high roll, and he does. Remember, we had green and black. And that's a birdie for Granbury. -1 on that score sheet, and up to -11. A rare birdie because he got that 1. Here's Celestino Garcia. And he gets a white 6. He gets another blue chip and a par. And so this group plays that 5th hole pretty well, all things considered. That 1 bogey, which was unfortunate, but okay, up to the 4th. Be Evan Aldrich. So, this par 3, long par 3, still birdieable. Now, a white 6 again, and I've had a fair amount of these to start the round, but the best thing to do in that case is take your par. Maybe if you had a green 3 and the conditions being right. Maybe if you had it soft. Anyway, here's Bergman. Okay, it's going to be 25 as the course controls it. 25, and he just finds the bunker short of the green. Green 4, is he chunky? He's not. He's lucky he wasn't. It didn't ask about Workman, because he would have been. Moderate putt for par. Oh, and he misses that. So moderate, so that makes an easy bogey, but Bergman is going to drop a shot here, and he ends up at -10. And Jay Laufenberg, and there's another white 6. He gets to remove the red chip. The blue chips cancel out the red. Okay, to the 3rd. And Dustin Emmerich, 1 under so far on the round. This is one where that white 4 would get him a batch of control. Let's see. Now he's going to need a clutch putt for par if he wants that blue chip to cancel out the red. Needs a 1 to 4, and he gets it. So there is a par for Emmerich. Now Alan Duvall. we're getting tons of white sixes. It's funny, I have had tournaments where I've gotten hardly any of them, and here I'm having a tournament where I've had, it seems like half of them have been in the white six, but that's okay. It's going to turn around here eventually. Here is Rance Aberley. Aberley, he's going to use a blue chip. He's like, if this thing can't get me control, I'm going to take control here. He does have some good qualities for this as well, so let's see. 3, 4, 6. Let's see if it dials up the right one for him. Bomber or dynamic? He is a bomber, so he can't get a blue chip, but he will go to the gallery cheers as he hits a brilliant drive. And is he a hero or a champion? He is a champion, so he gets an easy birdie putt. So everything works out right there for him. He needs a 1 to 4, and it's missing. He could have used another blue chip there. Instead, he will take the gimme par. As long as it's not 3 6s, he makes it. So Aberley could have moved to within 2 shots of Emmerich, but his luck ran out at that point. So the leaders through 3 holes. It's Emmerich, minus 14, 1 under for his round. We have nobody in red numbers currently. Then you've got Evan Aldrich 1 back, Duval 2 behind, and then a whole gaggle at minus 11 of Celestino Garcia, Gil Granbury, Heath Summers, and Rance Aberley. Okay. So, let's see. Just making sure I get things squared away here. Okay. So, 7th par or 440 yards. 4 degrees of course difficulty, so it's you know, not the easiest of holes, but you know, there's also a chance you could sneak a birdie on here. So you basically, the way that it would read here, if you want to read the verbiage, if you can roll a 1, it's basically the equivalent of hitting a pretty good drive, straight drive, and then it's just a matter of navigating the rest. So Myung Cho will be the first to go. He's going to use a blue chip. He's been amassing them, so he will dial up control and hope it works out for him. 4, 4, 6, par 4. Legend or bomber? No, neither of those. Hacker? He's not a hacker. So right now, he is not hot. So the green 6, I told you on these that the lower the green, the better. And in this case, it's going to probably be a tough one because he needs a difficult putt for par because he is not hot. So here's the difficult putt for par. Needs a 1 to 3, and he does make it. Survives a beautiful 8-foot putt. Left the knees knocking a little bit, but he figured it out. So here's Jimmy Kimes. Jimmy Kimes. Can he get the 1? He does. Wow. 4, 3, 5, 6. This doesn't sound like a good roll to me. A lot of times those 5, 6 endings are short game checks or things like that. So 3, 5, 6. Is he scatter or puny? No. Is he he is a champion. He gets an easy birdie putt. So he's gonna take the approach here of using a blue chip to take it from easy to gimme as he's trying to play catch up here. Now 6, 6 miss. He does make, wow, he had snake eyes. He would have made it either way, but he does get back to minus 9. It's been a rough go of it so far for him. And now Gil Onorato. It'll be 15, which is rough in 1. A green 1 will really he should fancy that. Green 1 par. So rough in 1, green 1. Is he a workman? He is not a workman. He ends up with a wow chance. So he gets a blue chip for a wow roll. And you get to re-roll the white die. It's a 4, so on the wow, a 4 is an easy birdie putt. He's going to take a chance, needs a 1 to 4, and it's in the hole. Gil Onorato, very nice 6-foot birdie putt, and gets back to minus 11. He is lurking. Okay, back to the 6th, and this will be Gil Granbury. Just got a birdie, so he will be the first to play here at par 4 6th. And he gets a white 5. That's not going to be of much help. What's less help is that decider dice. So we go to 44, and 44 is Golf Cam course with a green 6. He is going to catch a real break here. If that, so the defining one here is it the green 6 means it checks if it's daunting, and because it's semi-cordial, it's not daunting. He does have a clutch putt for birdie. Now he needs this 1 to 3 roll to have back-to-backs. Actually, it'd be back-to-back-to-back, and he get a blue chip, and he gets it. Gil Granbury on a roll here now. He's moving right along, playing some good golf on this center stretch of the front 9. And he gets to within 2, so making some of these holes look easy. Of course, the par 3 third snapped up and bit him. Here's Garcia. Okay, there's a 4, 5, 6. I think that's going to be a Golf Cam green. Sure is. And it's going to be friendly, so par 4, is it friendly? Yes, clutch putt for birdie for Garcia. 1 to 4 he needs. He'll get another blue chip and a birdie, and it is in the hole. So Celestino is going to join Granbury and Duval at minus 12 with, there goes a really fast spider up the wall. Okay, and wait, what did I just do? Wrong one. Garcia gets that. Summers is yet to play. That's kind of freaky, that spider. Okay, here is Summers. Okay, so white 6, he's going to have to take a par here and get his blue chip. So, here we go to... Alright, well, that spider has now moved on along. Hope he went up the wall into the ceiling. That would be great. Okay, so Evan Aldrich will be the first to play here at 5. Tough hole. Haven't had anybody try to take control of it with 2 yet, and I'm liable not to do that right now. Let's see if Aldrich can play this in par. Okay, 23. That's the sand in 2. A green 2 should help him. He, knock on wood, he should be able to get out of this without... Oh, and guess what? Bunker in 2, he gets even better, because the green 2 asks, is he sandy? And Evan Aldrich is, so he gets a pin chance. So we're going to take the white and the decider die. If it's a 1 and a dot, he makes it. Otherwise, it will decide the roll. It's a 5. It will decide that it is a moderate putt for par. 1 to 5. And he misses that. So that's why I said I didn't want to speak too soon. He is going to end up with an easy bogey, which he makes. But I will be right back in a second. Okay, so, yeah. Just taking a look at some things here first. So, it will be J. Laufenberg next. I thought it was going to be Bergman, but he bogeyed the previous hole. So, here is J. Laufenberg looking for his first birdie. He's got 4 pars in a row. Okay, that's an 11. It's going to be in the trees in 2. Second shot into the trees, and is he a workman? He's not, so he'll end up with a gimme par. Should escape, and does. And now Bergman. So, bogey for Aldrich. Here's a black 4. So 24 is golf cam green, and it's going to be challenging because of the decide or die. So green 4, friendly no, challenging yes, clutch putt for bogey. Bergman is going to use the blue chip to make sure he can make it on a 1-5, and he still misses it. He was going to lose the chip anyway. Now there is a double bogey, easy double bogey, and Bergman is going to drop like blood pressure. After you actually make a birdie on hole. The blood pressure goes up when you miss the clutch putt. Okay. So now Emmerich at the 4th, still leading by 2 as Aldrich bogeyed out of second place. And here we go. 1-4-6 for Emmerich. He has control with the white 1. What is he, utility? No, he's not, but he does end up with a check of the short game. The green 1, is he soft? He's not soft, but he does have a pin chance. Needs a 1 and a dot, and he gets a 3, so the 3 is an easy par putt. He should hold that out, and does, and he will remain at -14. Definitely not having one of his stellar rounds so far, but 1 under par thus far. Here's Alan Duvall. 225. Is he utility? No. Golf cam green. And a green 2. Is it friendly? No. Challenging? No. Otherwise, easy putt for par. He sinks it. And now Rance Aberley. 3 behind. And he will take a blue chip par. And I am running out of blue chips. I'm going to have to start thinking about using these. I have a couple of poker chips in there. Par for Aberley. Alrighty then. Up to 8 with this 4th to the last group. Second par 3 of the round. And just another check of the leaderboard. Dustin Emmerich well in front right now, 2 ahead of Garcia and Granbury. He's got a little bit of a cushion there, looking for his 8th victory. Garcia, Granbury, and Aldrich, and Duvall. So the 8th is a 194-yard par 3. It says the large trees obscure the green partially. So you have to trust that you can hit this ball around the overhanging branches. 3-tiered green makes easy putts for birdie relatively rare. And so It will be Gil Onorato, who is 3 back. He'd love to get a 1 or a 2 right here on that white die, and he does get it. Oh, but it's trips 3s, which is going to be, as any experienced player of the game knows, that is a special result roll. So we go to the special results chart in the book, and I'm going to take the black and the green, and we're going to roll them here. And I want to make sure that we keep the decider die as a no, because I do carry that over. So here we go. That's a 15 on a par 3. Equipment issues, putter. Moderate putt for par. If golfer misses, red chip for every missed putt the rest of the round. Ooh. He's a 1 to 5 here. Man, tempted to use a blue chip. Let's see if he makes it. Hopefully he makes it. He does. So won't have to worry about this extra tough thing where he loses a putt the rest, or he earns a red chip every hole that he misses a putt. So okay, so Jimmy Kimes. There's our decider die. The special result can be good. It can be pretty devastating too. Okay, 26 golf cam course. It's not daunting, so should be manageable here. Cordial no, daunting no, easy putt for par. Jimmy Kimes pulls back through it and in. And now Myung Cho. I'm going to use a blue chip here. He's way back. He's going to go ahead and dial up the white 1. Take his chances here. Hope he rolls a champion roll to 166. It's not direct, so it still could go in here. It's going to be the special pin. So let's take the white and the decider die. A 166 gives you a chance at a hole-in-one. He needs a 1 and the decider die to be yes. It's a 2. That will be an easy birdie putt. On a line, he's going to take his chances 1 to 4, and he does make it. So he does get a birdie on 8. Gets 1 closer. Now at -10, he's 4 back. Okay. 7th. And it will be Gil Granbury on a 3 birdie streak. He's feeling it. He's going to use the blue chip to take control of this hole. Would love to try and keep this string going. He could get within 1 if he can birdie this guy. 2-5-5 on a par 4. Let's see. Is he a legend? No. Hacker? No. It's going to be golf cam green. And then the green 5. Friendly? No. It's going to be an easy putt for par. He's going to strike out on this one. Hopefully get the par and does. But that birdie streak will end. Now Celestino Garcia, who's been quietly climbing up the leaderboard. He's also at -12. And he's gonna go ahead and take control. He doesn't have the same card strength as Granbury, but you can give it a shot here. That's a 1-3-5. Duffer puny, no. Utility, no. It's going to be right now. Right now he is semi-hot, which means if you check the right now on a green 5, it's asked, is he cold? He is not, so he has a moderate putt for birdie. Well, he's going to have to hope. He doesn't want to overuse his blue chips here. He gets basically a 33% chance at it here. 1 or 2. So let's say this is like a 12-foot putt for birdie. Actually, we'll say it's more like let's say more like 18 feet. One or two. We'll get him a birdie here and get him to within one, and it's in the hole. Celestino Garcia. I'm having trouble speaking here. I swear I'm not drinking. Makes birdie. He is 4 under on his round so far and is playing well. So Summers, he'll use one. He's 3 back. 5, 6, 6. That's a high roll. Let's see if that turns out okay for him. 5, 6, 6. Is he a legend? No. Champion? Semi-champion, but no dot. He gets burned by that. And Summers is not hot right now, so he's going to get the right now check. He's not hot, so he's going to have a difficult par putt. Needs the 1 to 3. Does get it, but didn't turn out the way he wanted at 7. So, okay, Laufenberg at 6. Birdie hole here. Guys want to be thinking birdie if they can. 1, 3, 6. Duffer or scatter. He's neither of those. Hero. He's not a hero. Going to go to mood. Mood, he is neutral. If he's stormy, he ends up with a double difficult putt for par. I mean, since he's neutral, he gets an easy birdie putt. Now he has to make this to be sunny. Otherwise, it'll be stormy. He needs a 1 to 4, and it is in the hole, so he will be sunny from here until the next mood. But Laufenberg gets a birdie. And double check and make sure that... There we go. So Laufenberg, much needed birdie. He was starting to fall so far back that you want to be in. You want to be in touch with the leaders here. You know, it's tough when you start. Tough when you start dropping back. Fortunately for him, Emmerich has had a relatively mild round from his standpoint. So now it will be Evan Aldrich. He's bogeyed 5. I'd love to get it back here with a birdie. And there's 3, 4, 6. Is he bomber or dynamic? He's semi, both of those, and ends up with a decide or die saying yes, so he gets another blue chip, and that is the gallery cheers. And he is a hero, so that checks to be an easy birdie putt. And Aldrich feels like he needs to make a move here. He's going to use the blue chip. Well, he had a bunch of them, so he could use any of them, really. He's going to use the blue chip to make gimme birdie putt, and it's in. So Evan Aldrich gets back to minus 13, 1 back of Emmerich. Right there lurking, and still has a couple blue chips to hang onto. Here's Bergman way back now, 6 behind. Having a struggle of it here, and he needs a clutch putt for par and a blue chip. 1 to 3, and he misses it, so he will earn a red chip, and he's going to bogey this. So the hurt continues for Bergman. There's the easy bogey. So 4 over on his last 3 holes as we go to check out the leaders at 5. And so it'll be Dustin Emmerich coming to this frisky hole. Currently 1 birdie, 3 bogeys in the round so far. Here is Emmerich at the 5th. And he gets a lucky roll there with a white 1, 3, 5, 5. Let's see what that brings up for him. 3, 5, 5. Is he king? He is. He will get a blue chip, and that is a gallery cheers roll. Now the green 5, since he's not a hacker, he will get a moderate birdie. He needs a 1. He's not going to use that blue chip. He needs a 1 or a 2, and it is a 3. If he'd used the blue chip, he would have made it. But anyway, that will lead to an easy par, which he gets. So a chance wasted there for Emmerich to reassert a 2-stroke lead. Now, Alan Duvall. Another white one. 1, 2, 3 is going to be Golf Cam Green. Double check that. Yes. And the decider die is going to make it challenging. So, green 2. Friendly, no challenging. Yes. Needs a clutch putt for par. He is gold. And it is in. He will get a blue chip for that and a par. Rance Aberla. White 5, so 13. That's in the trees. Tee shot into the trees. Green 6. Is he a master? He is not a master, so he's going to end up with a double difficult putt for par, and Aberley is going to have to lag it to give himself an easy bogey. But he will drop that shot, and Aberley to -10. 4 back, so we're taking a quick break here as I get a drink. We've got Emmerich -14. We've got 2 one shot behind in Garcia and Aldrich. Granbury, Duval -12, 2 back. Onorato, Summers, Laufenberg within 3. Hi, Larry. Larry Rice in the chat here, and he's been following this from when I got this started, heck, many months ago. And so he likes calling him Darth Emmerich, which is seems like an apropos term at this point with 7 wins out of, what is this, the 17th event out of 16, maybe? But as Larry also points out here, he's not on the top of his game right now, but you know, for him it just takes one little moment seems to set him off. So so far it's been pretty mild for him. But we've got some guys lurking, and as I've said, Summers and Granbury are the only 2 guys on the leaderboard that I think have won on tour, other than Emmerich. So we have a decent shot here at a new winner, which makes me happy. So the 9th, end of the front, and again, this course is not so bad as far as, you know, we're used to seems like most of the courses I play have a ton of daunting and 5 course difficulty holes, but here at Texas Provincial, here's one with 3, and you will get a semi-daunting out of it. But, you know, you have a chance maybe to get a birdie here. So let's see. There is a pond too, so you've got to keep that in mind. And yeah, Myung Cho is going to have to take his chances here, and he gets the break. 2-5-6 as he gets control to close out his front 9. He's not a legend, so we've got the short game check, green 6. He's not stoned, so he still ends up with a difficult putt for par. And he does make it with a 2, so he's going to finish it out with a 33. A good front for him. Would like to be a little closer, but you can only do so much. Next up, Gil Onorato, another guy that I thought would be more in... he has done some things. Has 4 birdies, but that bogey at 5 is haunting him right now, or else he'd be right there within 2. Okay, and it'll be course 24. He ends up in the sand just over the water. Gets away with that. Sand in 2, green 1. Is he chunky? No, he's not. He ends up with a pin shot here. Can he knock it in? Again, it needs a 1 and a dot, and it's a 2. So That just leaves the easy par putt, and he will, after that second shot, he will take his par and his 30. He's at a 32 on the front, so a good, started well back. I think he started at -8, so yeah, -8. So not easy when you start that far back, but got some. He's made up some ground. Here's Jimmy Kimes. He'll take a blue chip and a par to close out his front. Again, a bogey, kind of like put the brakes on a good round for him. He has a 34, 1 under par on the front 9 there. So, okay. Now, the only guy that I'm even remotely going to be considering moving to out of contention would be Bergman. Bergman's already 7 back, but we're not going to do that right yet. So here's Celestino at the 8th. Let's just go ahead and take our chances here. 26 Golf Cam course. Par 3. Green 6, is it daunting? No. Is he a hacker? No. So he gets a clutch putt for birdie. He is semi-gold, needs a 1-4 to pull into a tie with Emmerich. Can he get this? Actually, well, see, you don't want to use a blue chip when you're 1-4. And he makes it. So a birdie for Celestino Garcia, and he has put a front 9 in that is very nice. He's got more birdies than pars at this point. 5 birdies, and joins Garcia at the top. So, or joins Emmerich at the top, my bad. Okay, here's Granbury. I always want to call him Gilbert. Gilbert Granbury. Hey, Gilbert. He gets a blue chip par there with a. I've got to start using some chips because this is the trouble. I like the idea of the clutch being at the end, but I run out of chips really quickly if I do that. Here's Heath Summers, who's not doing poorly, but just has had his struggles, and he will get control 1-4-6 on the par 3. He's not utility, so still a. So it's going to be experience check for him. And on a green 4, that will be okay because he's an icon. So that leaves him an easy putt for birdie. Needs a 1-4, and it's good. Summers with a blemish, but he's still 2 back of Garcia and Emmerich now. Of course, the big hurdle there for Emmerich was getting by 5 on this front 9. That's the real bugaboo hole. So now we are to the 7th, and it will be Jay Laufenberg. And he gets control 4-6-6. We've had some low white rolls here lately. Is he a shaper? He is. He'll get a blue chip, and that is a gallery cheers as he bends it around the corner. And now a green 6, though. Hacker, no. Difficult putt for birdie. So he's gonna try to make it. Needs a 1. Needs a 1 for a birdie. Oh! How about that? He sinks it. So Laufenberg gets to -12 with a difficult birdie make. I almost lagged it. Glad I didn't. Sometimes I just feel like it's an automatic, like you're going to lag it. But with him being 3 backs, you know, sometimes you have to just say he's willing to chance the moderate par putt to take a roll at a 16%er, and he makes it. So here's Evan Aldrich, who is 1 back. And there's 4-4-5. Is Evan Aldrich hot? He's neutral, so no, and he's not gilded, so it's mood. He doesn't have a mood. He's not stormy, so he ends up with a moderate birdie putt. And you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna use less discretion than I usually do. I'm gonna use both of these. So that's a mood and it's a moderate birdie. I'm going to use both of them because it is the mood. It's mood dependent. So the moderate goes to easy and then goes to gimme because he wants to be sunny. So this, and he has a chance to move into the lead if he makes it. And he, oh boy, it's a good thing we did it, because if we had rolled that green die and it came up that way, it would have been a heartbreaking miss. But instead he makes it and he joins that three-way tie for the lead. So that's like a 50% blue chip birdie rate. But anyway, okay. And Bergman loses his red chip with that par. So on the white 6. So, you know, I get a lot of questions. Well, I don't get a lot. I get questions occasionally about chip usage, and I think sometimes it's just, you know, I have to sit there and process it in the moment. And, you know, risk assessment, usually I try to give them the best chance. Now, I'd say Laufenberg, that probably wasn't one that I should have tried, but I don't know. It felt like a good opportunity to give it a shot, and heck, when it works out, it's tough to worry about that. So now the 6th, and Emmerich gets an extra degree of course difficulty here, so it's actually one fewer, only a 5 for him. So if he rolls a white 4, he has control, but it's a white 5, and it's in the trees in 2, so he's definitely not had his share of rolls here today. Usually they all go his way. So now, trees in 2 and a green 3. He's not a workman, so he ends up with a gimme par putt. Should make it, but that's another easy hole where he's coming out with a par, and that will not make him very happy. So Alan Duvall, another white 5. There's 12. It's same, in basically the same roll. Sometimes you throw it in there and you get the same roll. Workman, he's not a workman, so he ends up with the gimme par as well. And frankly, it was the same roll, but I rolled once again for the putt for Emmerich. So it's not like I just picked them up and rolled them again. So here is Rance Aberle. And let's see. Sorry, I just noticed something on that card, and it really kind of like, I don't think I've ever noticed this. So on this card, it's both semi-friendly and semi-challenging. So I guess if you're on a hole and it asks you if it's friendly, and the decider die is yes, then it's going to be friendly. But as if it's challenging, it's yes, it's challenging. So, but anyway, we got the white 3, so it's 1, 2, 5. Par 4. Aberle has control, 1, 2, 5. Bomber, yes. Okay, it's going to be a special short game. Green 2, is he soft? He's not soft. So, otherwise, easy birdie putt. And we'll shuck off our blue chip to make it gimme, and it's good. I would here, I'll roll the other one just for you. There we go, gimme birdie putt, and Aberle gets back to -11. Okay, so we're making hay here. I'm planning on playing this out to the end. Okay, that makes sense. So Larry says that there's parts of the green that are easy and parts that are very difficult, and I guess that's definitely one way you can look at it here. So So we're not quite to the halfway point of this final round, but we have Celestino Garcia, nice addition to the leaderboard, and he's at the top, -5 so far, with Aldrich and Emmerich in that tie. Granbury and Summers and Laufenberg at -12. Oh, and Duval. I keep forgetting about him, but he is hanging in there. And then you've got Onorato and Aberley -11. So let's shrink it back down here again. So yeah, I am planning to get this squeezed in if all goes well, barring some kind of like 13-hole playoff or anything. So the other par 5, so we had, it's a weird course because you get your par 5s. Wait, no, we're going to 10. We don't have the second par 5 yet. We get one more turn around here before we go to that. So here is the 408-yard par for 10th. Myung Cho will be sizing it up here. 3 degrees of course difficulty. Tee over a large pond. That lone 22 will make your day a little less bright. It has an expansive landing area, but the green is flanked by 2 large trees. Best to play it to the left to have a decent opening. So here is Cho. He is 4 back, and it is a 16. Golf cam course, misses the water by 1, if you want to count it that way. And a green 3 on the golf cam course. Cordial, no. Daunting, no. Clutch putt for par. Well, he needs that. He needs to use all of that gold. 1 to 5, and he makes it. So he will earn another blue chip. He's got chips to use down the stretch, but he's also starting to run out of holes. Onorato next. For some reason, Gil Onorato makes me think of the guy in Breaking Bad who was a meth cook, along with Walter White. I think his name was Gail Bedecker. 146. He has control. Legend or dynamic. He's neither of those. It's not a firm green, so it's right now. And right now, Onorato is neutral, so he's not hot. And the green 4 is gonna. He needs to be hot for that to be worth something. So because he's not hot, he has a double difficult birdie putt. And this one we're not gonna chance. We will take the lag putt, which I didn't roll. I didn't roll them, but because it's a black 3, that's fine. I rolled the wrong ones, but it doesn't make a difference. So now, an easy par, which he makes. And now Kimes. Okay, it's going to be course controlled. 23 is in the rough and 2, green 3. Not a bad result. He's not a workman, so he ends up with a gimme par putt, which he will take. You don't want to bogey this hole. Okay, and now it's one of our leaders, Celestino Garcia, at the 9th. Not a super easy hole, but he's going to go ahead and use 1 blue chip. Roll the decider die. Can he get control? Oh, he doesn't need to use the other one, so he gets control of this, and it's not exactly an easy hole. Now, he's also given up the 33% chance of control from the white die. So 156. And on the par 4, let's see if it can turn into anything good for him. Legend or bomber, it's a golf cam, or it's gallery cheers, as he is a legend. Green 6 leaves him with the difficult birdie putt. And in this case, he's going to use the other blue chip to make it moderate. Now a 1 to 2, this will at least leave him an easy par. 1 to 2 would give him a sole share, or a sole 1-stroke lead. Here we go. And he misses it. So now an easy par. And he does make that, but a good front nine, though, is that 31? No, that's a 30. That's right, it's par 35. Okay, now Heath Summers. Couldn't use 2 blue chips because you can use a max of 2 on a hole. 1, 2, 3 is golf cam green. It's not challenging and not friendly, so let's see how it spills out here. Leads to an easy par putt. So Summers drops it. And he has 32. Nobody, only Bergman with the red numbers so far. 3 over par on the round. Here's Granberry. It's going to be 13. Oh, and Granberry chunks his second shot and he puts it into the water. So is Granberry hot? He is not right now. So moderate bogey putt. And this is going to end. Remember, he was on a streak of 3 in a row. Well, that's a distant memory, and he misses the moderate bogey. So now an easy double. He does make that, but that's a rough way to complete your front 9 when it looked like you were in a good position. He was 2 back of the leaders, and seems like the story of Granberry's season thus far. Guess I need to push this up a little higher there. So who is Celestino Garcia? Yeah. All right, so another leader, Evan Aldrich, will be teeing. Actually, it'll be Laufenberg first here at this par 3. Tempted to use the blue chip for Laufenberg here, but he's just going to let it ride. And it's 11, which is in the rough in 1. But he has a green 1, so that's a good development there. Is he a workman? No, he gets a pin chance. Can he knock it in? Needs a 1 and a decided eye. It's a 2, that leaves an easy par. And he does make it. Oh, had to do a double take there. Because I saw the 1-6. Okay, now it's Evan Aldrich. Used up his blue chips before. So he's just going to have to take what comes here. And it's going to be a 13, which is rough in 1, and a green 6. So he's not a master. So double difficult putt for par. He's going to drop out of this lead. He could try. He needs a 1. But then you end up with a difficult bogey, and you just have to lag this at this point. So lags a double difficult par to get an easy bogey. And now as long as he avoids 6s, which he does. Oops, it's a bogey, and he will drop out of that 3-way tie. So it's Garcia and Emmerich now. And now Bergman, who I said before were dangerously close to taking out of contention. 2, 3, 5. He's not a champion, so it's going to be mood, and his mood would be desperate here, but instead it's not sunny, that's for sure, so it's a difficult birdie putt. Well, he's going to try and make it. Needs a 1, and nah, so he's going to be stormy. Moderate par, avoid the 6, and he does. But now he's stormy. So, okay. 7th. And it's Emmerich. 7th. And actually it'll be Rance Aberley first. And he's feeling it. He's going to use the blue chip here. Take control. 4, 5, 6 golf cam green. Probably will end up needing a par putt, but let's see. Green 5 on the par 4. Friendly, no. Challenging, no. Easy putt for par. Yep, just needs to make this, and he does. But he, whoa. Okay, let me double check my view, make sure you have the scoreboard's in good shape. Now Emmerich. So there you go. And not every time you use a blue chip to take control do you get your lovely par. Or your lovely birdie, I mean. Okay, so white 5. Emmerich could have used a blue chip here, but with the 33% chance at getting control himself, it's like, why? 55 is woods in 1 and a green 5. So things are not going his way today, which bodes well for the rest of the field. Trees in 1, green 5. He's semi-mastered, no dot, so he ends up with a difficult par putt. Needs a 1-3 to remain in the tie for the lead, and he gets it. So hanging on by the skin of his teeth at the moment to that lead. And now here's Alan Duvall. He's got some blue chips to use. 36 is sand in 2 and a green 4. Is he chunky? No. Moderate putt for par. Just avoid the 6. And he does. Okay, so we're almost to halfway. Once we get a couple more guys, a couple more groups around the bend here, and we will be at the halfway point of this round. So we're making progress. Garcia and Emmerich currently in the lead. Aldrich 1 back. Summers, Laufenberg, Duvall 2 behind. Hope the cards look pretty good on the screen. I know the dice have maybe a little bit of a strange glare there. Maybe if I we'll take the glare. At least you can see them all. Okay, now we get to the other par 5 that I was telling you about. The 11th. Hit the like if you have the opportunity. I would appreciate that if you could give us a good word here at the channel. Gaggin' Gil. He does seem to do his fair share of choke jobs. He's kind of like the Sergio Garcia of, or if you prefer, Colin Montgomery, the Monty. Another guy that seems to be snake bitten most of the time. So, taking a little stand-up break here. I've got laundry going, so it's warm in here. I do have a fan with some, like, a cooling fan going in here, but it's barely helping. So a cold soda is about the best way for me to moderate the temperature. Okay, 635. It's a long par 5 with only 2 degrees of course control, though. You should be able to manage a birdie maybe 25% of the time. I'm just spitballing what I think would be the chances of that. You know, you have about 50% chance of going off of your own card, and in those cases, again, I'd say it's probably, yeah, you might have a 40% chance off of those, and then you get about a 16% chance off of the 2 that are course controlled. If you go to Golf Cam course, or you get a good green die on one of those hazard rolls. So it's long and straight, fire away. Green is well guarded with sand. Wedge approach offers a good chance for birdie here. Again, I'd say 25%. That'd just be my, throwing at the dartboard guess. So here's Cho. And he will not have control. It's going to be 44, which is in the sand next to the green. Sand in 3, and it's a green 4. Is he chunky? He's not. So he gets an easy par. He should escape with a par, but could have been a lot better than that. So Cho still 4 behind. Now Kimes. It'll be Onorato first, though. And it's 66, which is a golf cam course. It would have been a special result if the white die had been 1 through 3 or 6. And if it had been 6, that would have been quads, which is even more remarkable. But par 5, green 6. Is it daunting? It's not. Is he scatter? He's not. Clutch putt for birdie. Onorato is 3 back. He's going to chance it. He needs a 1 to 3. He'll get a second blue chip if he can make this. 1 to 3 clutch putt, neutral. Here we go. And he makes it. So Onorato with a good birdie. Confidence building putt there. He will get another blue chip. And the gamble pays off. So here's Kimes. And that'll be 266. He does earn control. Pulls off a good one there. Here's King or Shaper. No. Hacker. No. Champion. Yes, he's a champion. He has an easy birdie putt. Kimes, well behind. He needs to make it. He just needs a 1 to 4 to get back to -10. And he makes it. So 2 birdies on the 11th. That's a good that's a good output right there. So we've got 66 so far. So we'll see how the other golfers do. I may have to revise my estimate. Okay, these guys are going to check out the 10th here. Celestino Garcia, your leader. One of your leaders. Summers and Gil, as Larry Rice likes to call him. Celestino first. And it'll be course control 45. That's the rough in 1. And a green 3. So as long as he's not a workman, and he's not, he will end up with an easy par putt. And probably would have been nice to have a birdie there, but he will take a par and just keep pace. Heath Summers next. Gil Granbury with a double on 9. So he's the last to go here. 34 is golf cam course. Green 6 on a par 4 is going to be good. Is it daunting? No, it's a clutch putt for birdie. And Heath Summers is a gold putter. So get out the 1 to 5s, and it is in. He earns another blue chip and a birdie, and he is drawing closer. Within 1 of the lead now. Heath Summers is not out of this by any stretch. He had his tough parts there. Hole 5 a bogey, but other than that, he's got a lot of green on his card. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 birdies and a bogey. So, and now it'll be Gil Granbury. Okay, 2, 3, 6. I think my next update to the standings will be I'm going to try and add a column which will show the country that these guys are from. I think that would be a neat addition. The other thing I could add is a column which tells you where they stand in the championship standings. One moment. Well, my sound hasn't gone out. I just had to reprimand my child for not being the most. Thanks, Larry. Yeah, not being a model citizen, which I can't remember what I was doing. I don't think I rolled yet, so I'm gonna. If I did, then I'm re-rolling anyway. But all right, well, he's gonna get his par. We'll move on. So yeah, so I was thinking about there's ways I could change the spreadsheet here that I'm showing you that could add things like maybe add the flag or some kind of designation for the country that they're from or something like that. But this is yet another time where I just kind of get in the middle of this, and when I have to feel like I'm screaming to do something like this over my child who is misbehaving, just makes it really tough, and it kind of like sours my whole attitude towards the whole dang thing. And I feel like I just have a really tough time keeping going, because it's just I get like 1 day a week, it seems like, to be able to do this on a consistent basis. And it's just just makes it tough. Here's Laufenberg. I'm just not really in much of a mood at the moment, but 3, 4, 5, as he has control. It's going to be gallery groans. He loses his blue chip. And green 3. Is he a master? No. Moderate putt for par. Needs a 1 to 5. And he makes it. I was going to say we were just past the halfway point, and I was all happy and everything, and then that happens. Let's see, that's a par for Bergman. He will get a blue chip out of that. And now Evan Aldrich, who is one back. He fell out of the lead with a bogey on the previous hole. Golf Cam course. Green 2. It's neither cordial. Well, you know what? It is daunting. It's semi-daunting with a dot, so it's a clutch putt for bogey. He's going to drop at least a shot here. Needs a 1 to 4, and he's going to earn a red chip, and he's going to double. And this has been my experience with Evan Aldrich. Has been just impossible to have him be productive in a final round, and it's just bad luck every time. He's one of those guys that seems to hit the daunting double bogey every time. So, and he's got a 1 to 4, and he ends up, if he gets that clutch for bogey, he'll always roll 5 or 6. So, okay, so Aberley at 8. Just trying to get through this next hole or two. One moment here. Oh, I just hit a button that I didn't want to hit. So it's going to be Aberley here at the 8th. That'll be 23, which is going to be sand and 1 and a green 1. So he's going to have a chance to get up and down here as long as he is. Oh boy, he is lucky there. Real lucky, because he's semi-chunky. That green 1 asks if he is, and since the decider die is no, then he is not chunky on this hole, and so he ends up with a pin chance. So he'll end up with a putt for par at the very least. And he makes it. He sinks that, so that is a birdie for Aberley. And that is a good development for him. He has 2 out of the last 3 holes birdies, and he back to within 2. So okay, Emmerich, not himself today, but you never know. Okay, so there's the white 4, so that's the extra control going his way. 4, 5, 6 is golf cam green. Par 3 green 5. Friendly no. A challenging no. Easy putt for par. So still only a par putt here for him. And he makes that. So he will remain at minus 14 with Celestino Garcia. And now Alan Duvall. So that will be 12, which is sand and 1, green 3. So that checks, is he chunky, and he's not, so he ends up with a gimme par putt. Okay, so after the leaders almost at the turn, you've got Garcia and Emmerich in the lead, and I'm going to take another short break here. So we'll be right back, and you can take a look at the 12th here while I'm away. Be back in just a moment. Okay, so yeah, sometimes you just need to talk things through. Hey, it's Dave Little. Good to see you, Dave. Yeah, sorry, I had to take a little break. I had to have a chat with my youngest, and things are good. Just parenting is a seems it's not as much a 24/7 thing as it used to be, but it seems like the 24/7 is in prime time. Anyway, so Dave Little asked about this. This is this is a fictional set, so you won't see too many names here you would ever have recognized on the tour. Garcia is not Sergio, it's Celestino. And other than that, I don't know if there's any other names there that would ring a bell as far as the PGA or even LPGA. But anyway, so we're at the 12th, and the leaders are just about ready to make the turn with Dustin Emmerich, who started the round in the lead. Kind of a tiger figure here, if you will. It's been that way for the last two card sets that they've sold. That Play has sold, and Emmerich is really acting like Tiger in this particular season, where he seems to just get in the lead and then never lets up. But he has all the traits that you need to be successful, and he just keeps winning. And the first season of this, he didn't have that many wins. I think he might have had two or three. Me? I can't remember. I don't want to say. Anyway, he's turned it around here in this season and is just wiping everybody away. He's lapping the field, as I said. So, the 12th, 445. So it's on the longish side. Most difficult hole on the back nine, so these guys with chips are going to be able to use them to get control of some easier holes or to possibly improve some putts. So dogleg left that demands distance and accuracy, and a well bunkered green. So it will be it'll be Gil Onorato, who got his birdie at 11. He's within 2, and he's going to go here. Could use a blue. You know what? It's a difficult hole. Most difficult hole on the back nine. Let's go ahead and use a chip here. So we'll probably have everybody who's got multiple chips use one on this hole. So 1-3-5. Might not be the right strategy for everybody, but let's start that way and we'll see. Duffer or puny, neither of those. Utility, no. It's going to be right now. And right now he is going to be semi-hot with a dot, but this asks if it's cold, it's a gimme putt for birdie. I just know if it's a 1 on the now chart, it asks if you're cold. If he's not cold, it's a gimme birdie. So he's going to have a chance to get within 1 as long as it's not 6s and it's in the hole. So Gil Onorato with back-to-back birdies. He's got the feels right now, and he is within 1 of the lead. Again, the guy who I feel like it reminds me of Breaking Bad with the guy Gale. So here's Jimmy Kimes, and because he's a gold putter, let's be a little more. Okay, so it's going to be sand and 2 on the 24. Can you see the 4? You can. That's great. 24, sand and 2. The reason why is if he could get a golf cam course and get a clutch putt, he's got a chance of earning a blue chip out of it, the whole thing. But 24 is, again, sand and 2 and a green 1. Is he chunky? No, he gets a pin shot. Again, 1 and dot is made. It's 3 and dot, so that's an easy par. And he knocks it in. Now Myung Cho. Well, Cho is also gold. He is going to give it a whirl here, and let's see. Well, he could attack the green. He's just going to go ahead and take another blue chip and take his par. Really for Cho, if he could end up top 5, I think he'd be pretty happy with that. So now back at the par 5 11th, it's gonna be Heath Summers, who's also one back. We've got a little bit of a log jam right now at the top. We've got 4 guys within 2 shots of the lead. Actually, 4 guys within 1 shot, and another 2 on top of that, 2 back. So here we go. Summers. That's 2-2-3 on the par 5. He has control. Legend, no champion, semi-champion with a dot. He is going to get that blue chip as it's a gallery cheers, and with the green 2, this is going to play out nice for a birdie here, I think, for him. 2 is he asked if he's champion. We already know he is. That's a gimme birdie putt. So Summers has a chance to go into a tie for the lead, and he knocks it in. Back-to-back birdies. 3 out of the last 4 holes as well. And Heath Summers vaults to the top with his playing partner, Celestino Garcia. Now it's going to be course control 33, which is Golf Cam course. And a green 1, cordial, no. Laser, no. So he's going to end up needing a clutch par putt here. There's that 1-4. Can he make it? Oh, and he misses it. He's going to lose a blue chip, and he's going to drop out of the lead with a... If he can make the easy bogey putt, which he does, but that's a tough hole to be bogey, and that's a one that you want to have a hope for birdie there. And here's Granbury, who's faltering. And at 66, Golf Cam course again, green 6. It's not daunting, and he's not scattered, so in clutch birdie putt. 1-3, and he misses it, so he loses a blue chip as well. Could have spent one, but he still would have missed it, you know. The gold only gets you 1-5, so that is a par for Granbury. So now Laufenberg at the 10th, and the guy that we're going to be keeping an eye on here is Evan Aldrich. He was in great shape, and then he's lost 3 shots in the last 2 holes. So here's Laufenberg. I'll take a par as he starts the back 9. That's the wrong guy. Now Bergman. Bergman is 7 back with 9 to play. We may move him to out of contention here soon. Okay, 4-4-6. Legend or Bomber? Well, he's both of them, so he gets a blue chip. And the gallery cheers with a green 4. He's not utility, so it's a moderate birdie putt. Needs a 1 or a 2, and he misses that. Now an easy par. You may ask, why don't you use blue chips there? And I feel like the closer a guy is to the lead, the more you'll want to use blue chips to improve putting chances. I feel like when you're that far back, you need things to go your way in order to get back into the fight. And so spending blue chips for short-term gain is not what you really want. Okay, so 1-4-6 here. This is Aldrich, who is currently starting to falter. Is he dynamic? So it's legend or dynamic. Is he dynamic? Semi-dynamic with a dot, so he is. He gets to scrub off that red chip, and we go to the green 6 on the gallery. Cheers. And it's a hacker. Not a hacker, so a difficult birdie putt. What is he at? He's at -11, 3 back. He will try to make it. Needs a 1. Misses. Now he needs a 1-5 on the par, and he makes that. Okay, leaders at the turn. it'll be Rance Aberley, who is 2 back, and 9th is not a hole to sneeze at. Got its problems if the course takes control. And it is a 15, which is going to be sand and 1, so he gets away with that. 13 is a water roll. But sand and 1 and then a green 1. Is he chunky? He's semi-chunky, no dot. He gets away with that again, so he's going to end up with a wow roll. And that really is a wow, because he could have been in bad shape. We re-roll white, and he ends up with a 5, which is a moderate birdie putt. So he needs a 1 or a 2, and he would get within 1. And he makes it. So Rance Aberley closes with 2 in a row birdies. And he is within 1, starting to back 9. So he has his playing partner Emmerich, as well as Heath Summers. It's funny. Emmerich stays there. Everybody else just kind of swaps in and out. Here's Emmerich now. Again, we got to watch out. He's got extra control. He gets control anyway. 3, 4, 6, par 4. He is a bomber. Gets a blue chip. And it's like one of the entries in the book here that makes me laugh the most, because of the way that they have it spelled out. They put, because it capitalizes one word, and it just makes me think of somebody who's over emoting like they do on golf coverage. Got all of that one. He got all of that one. Anyway, so now green 6. Not a hacker. He gets a difficult birdie putt. So we could move that up to an easy with 2 blue chips, but he's going to bide his time here. Needs a 1 and misses that. So now an easy, or no, moderate par, 1 to 5, and he makes it. Put a little bit of trust there. He's had 1 birdie. This is a Tiger-esque round. Just consistency. Let everybody else have their bogeys. 1 birdie, 8 pars for Emmerich here in this final round. Now here's Alan Duvall, who's still, let's see, he is still 2 back. He's lurking. Cider die says no. But anyway, so 15 is sand and 1. And a green 6. He's not going to be lurking much longer, I don't think. Is he sandy? Wait, what was it? Yeah, sand and 1. Is he sandy? He's not sandy. That's a double difficult putt for par. And he is going to lag. I have a lag roll here. Oh, and that is the lag roll. Finally have one. So this is my card to talk about the lag. So anything that's got a 2 or a 5, 2, 3, 4, or 5, when I roll these, it's all gone out. It's only if you get both of them 1 or both of them 6. And so I do, if I get 2 1s and a dot, then either the double difficult or the difficult putt has been made. It's sunk. I like having the opportunity that when you lag it, you still have a very, very slim chance of making it. If you get the 1s without the dot, then it's still gimme. So basically the dot ups whatever you get. So good makes it really good. Bad, so if you get 6s, a double difficult only becomes moderate instead of easy, and the difficult becomes easy instead of gimme. So the dot makes it that much worse. So because we've got 6, 6 dot, the double difficult becomes difficult for Alan Duvall. And so he still has a 1 to 3 that he has to make for his bogey. So here we go. Can he make the bogey? Oh, and he misses that. So there is now a moderate for double. 1 to 5. And he does make that, but that's a double bogey. And so that's my lag rule. It comes up very rarely, but that takes him way down to -10, 4 shots back. So it's just a way that I love the idea that even if you lag a putt, there's an occasion where that sucker's going to drop. Summers and Emmerich with Onorato one back, as well as Garcia and Aberley. Lots of permutations that could happen here. We have a relatively receptive course. We may even add somebody else here once we get to the emerging contenders. It's all lots of fun, you know. So many different things could happen. Card is obscured. There we go. Let's, I guess I should have brought up my screen so you could see it. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. So there you go. So 1 and 1, or 6 and 6. I don't know if anybody else... I know one other guy who I've discussed this with. I've also discussed the idea of any doubles 1 through 3 would be okay, or, you know, or then the 4. So either 1s, 2s, 3s, or 4, 5. So 4s, 5s, and 6 would then go the other way. I think matching them up so that it kind of like all evens out in the end, I think that makes a lot of sense. It's just a matter of how often you want this to happen. I don't know if I want to have those putts made a lot, because you're still talking about a double difficult par. I don't want it to be more than 16% of the, well, and it's not going to be more than 16, but you know what I mean. So that's it. If you want to pause, you know, check it out later, pause it, and you can screen cap it, you know, do one of your little snipping tools. I'm actually pretty proud of it. I feel like it does a nice job. It only affects a select few results, and that's, you know, because most of the time you just want the lag to get up close, and it will. So, okay, so the 13th, we're 2 holes away from the emerging contender. It says it's a difficult hole. It's par 3 because of the small green and mostly water to carry over. 2 large bunkers on the left await those who decide to play safe over the water. Now, yeah, I mean, I would still say this looks like it's relatively simple, but you know, you got all these water guys right here, which will, you know, add the difficulty to it. A lot of times you just think daunting or semi-daunting adds difficulty, but anyway, so I got to go back to my okay. And Dave Little wanted to know about the lag, and Larry pretty much sums it up. But yeah, so when you have a double difficult or a difficult putt, the way this game plays out, it penalizes you pretty harshly for making a go of like if you want to make a double difficult birdie putt. If you didn't use any kind of lag, so the double difficult birdie, you need to roll not only a D6, but also the decider die, and it needs to be 1, and the decider die has to say yes. So it's what, 8%? I think that's right. So it's 16% plus it's halved. So you go from that to then difficult par, which is 50%. And I'll tell you what, I know it's a 50% chance. The dice don't seem to know it's a 50% chance, because I'll tell you what, if you try and play that out, you're going to see so many guys end up. So you go, each putt is 1 degree easier afterwards. So you get that difficult par. Let's say you miss that. Then you end up with a moderate bogey. That's a 1 to 5. That's still 86% chance. Again, I can't tell you how it seems like that 6 comes up when you've done it. Like when you've done that, and then you end up with a double bogey after you had a chance for birdie that you really, nobody in their right mind with a 40-foot putt's going to try and make an actual run at that. So the lag is to say, okay, I'm going to ease it up there. In the base game, there's no lag. You don't have a roll for it. The rule that they have is you just take the roll You just take what you had before and you make it 1, 2, 3 easier. So you take it double difficult and you move it up to easy. So double difficult to first to difficult, then to moderate, then to easy. And difficult, you go to moderate, easy, gimme. Right? So I just playing golf, I just don't want it to be an academic thing. So it's, you know, the numbers really don't lie. I'm sure that when it comes right down to it, it doesn't happen that often in the long run, but when it does happen, it just makes me kind of furious, because it feels like, I know if I'm playing golf and I've got like a 45-foot putt for birdie, I'm not making an actual run at it, you know? And so I rarely have somebody take a double difficult putt for birdie, or for par for that matter. It's only if it was like life or death, like you needed par to win the tournament, then I would say, okay, well, let's do the double difficult, you know, let's give it the kind of run we would, because it doesn't really make a difference either way. So I mean, there are score effects about it. Okay, so Onorato Par-3 13th. I already talked about it. He could take control. He's gonna let it ride here, and it's 16, and it is in the water. Wow, Onorato within 1, and I should have used a blue chip, and instead we go to the water. Never fails, does it? So green 6 is a cordial no. He's going to end up with a moderate bogey putt. That's 1 to 5. And he does make that, but that's a bogey. After all of that work, he gets his second bogey on the round. And that's a heartbreaker, man. But he only had 1 blue chip. I'm like, do I want to use it here? Well, Kime sees it happening. He's like, you know what? I'm not dealing with that water. 3, 4, 5. This isn't going to be much better, I don't think. Well, it'll be a little better, but let's see. 3, 4, 5. Miscalculated swing, sends the ball past green, wedged on the green, difficult putt for par. Needs a 1 to 3 for par, and he misses. So now the moderate for bogey. Now this would take a second 6 in a row, and he misses it. So, see, Dave, that's what I'm talking about. We rolled the difficult par, rolled the 6 on. So that just means I then have a moderate bogey. That's a 1 to 5, and somehow I even rolled the 6 twice. So now you have the easy double, which you would need 2 6s. Which I will tell you what, the 2 6s, you'd be amazed how many times that comes up. So that's a double bogey for Jimmy Kime. So it was worse. How about that? Now Myung Cho. .34, he just gets it over the water. Golf cam course. Par-3, green 3 is a cordial no, daunting no. He needs a clutch putt for par, and he is gold. So he makes that. He'll earn another blue chip. And he gets a par. I will say, winners, it is rare to find a winner in this game on a tournament who doesn't either have gold or semi-gold qualities. It is very, very rare. If that could be something that I would, I don't really like criticizing games too much. I guess that would be one thing, is it just seems like that. So if I had 2 cases in the pre-game rolls where I had gain a choice quality for these 2 guys right here, I'm going to give them gold every time, because it so heavily favors the golfer. It's like, it's rare to find a guy who. And I would say if Martin Van Dyke, maybe if he was even a neutral putter, he would have won a tournament by now. But that clutch putting comes into play a ton. So here is Heath Summers, and he is a gold, and he has won. Now, he hasn't won much, but he has won, and he is a gold putter. So 33 is Golf Cam Course. Green 3, is it cordial? No. Daunting? No. He needs a clutch putt for par, but he's gold, so he's got an 86 whatever % chance, and he makes it. So he gets another blue chip where he's piling them up, and I am on the poker chips now. So I kind of need, I always need to end up finding ways to goose along use of chips. Well, it's not going to be Granbury. It's got to be one of these guys who's in the lead. So Granbury, and he gets another blue chip. So now I'm out of even the poker. I mean, I have a bunch of poker chips. I just have to get them out. But I need to start using chips. Now, Garcia, he's gone through most of his. He's one behind. Wait a second. Yeah, so that was a clutch putt for par. Granbury gets a par. I got a little bit vociferous there and stopped thinking for a minute. Okay, so he's got 2-3-3. He gets control of this hole because of the white 1. King, no. Yeah, that's going to be a short game check. Green 3, is he semi-soft with a dot? He is soft. He gets a pin roll. So he needs another 1 and a dot. He gets a 6. So that's a difficult putt for par. Didn't work out the way he had hoped. 1-3, misses that. Now the moderate bogey does make that. So there's a, so he's gone back-to-back bogeys, and Garcia is faltering now. Barring technical difficulties, we will finish out this round. Could almost could just say that for putting you only can go up 1/2 quality. Yeah, I mean, and maybe that's the way you're supposed to play it. I should look at the Play Facebook group has a link to a nice frequently asked questions section that will clarify those things, and that may be the right way to do it. But I feel like that's a whole quality, and I think maybe for putting it should maybe only be half, like you said, because it's just, well, I mean, honestly, I would just like to see it. I think if I were to make a change, it would just be some of those course wouldn't be so dependent on the clutch putting, maybe. But and the green, the golf cam green, golf cam course, maybe. I don't know. It's tough because there is some aspect that you want to be rewarding somebody with clutch putting, but it seems like it's very influential. So Jay Laufenberg had the honors, and it's 166. He's not a yeoman. He is not a hero, but he is a champion. He gets an easy putt for birdie. Let's use a blue chip to make it gimme. He'll get to -13 if he makes it, and he does. So give him a -1 for the birdie, and he gets to within 1. I'm so up for a new guy winning. I just want to see it. I mean, I don't want to bias it, but it would just be so great. It's time. 145. Duffer, no. Hacker, no. For Bergman, firm green, no. Golf cam green. So it doesn't have any golf cam green qualities. It's just basically neutral. So a 4 leads to a clutch par. 1-3 does make it. So he gets that blue chip I just threw off of Laufenberg. And so we've got 7 to play, and he is 7 back. And I'll give it one more hole probably, and I might just pull the plug on Bergman and just go with the out of contention rules. 2-3-5. And the only reason I would show you the lag rule is because it's something that I drew up. I really don't. I mean, I'm showing you cards and stuff. I really don't like to show much of the game parts of games because it's like the main mechanism. I've talked about it before. Just my thing. Legend or Shaper, no. Hero, yes. So we don't have any more blue chips. So guess we'll have to fix that. If I can find my little... Where did you go? I don't know where I put my... All right. Okay, so desperate times, desperate measures, all that stuff. So Evan Aldrich gets another blue chip. I need to buy some extra. I need to buy some game pieces or something from somewhere. But this will work for now. Alright, so it was 2-3-5. Legend, no. Hero, yes. So we go to the golfer, or the gallery. Cheers. Regular. And then he's not a hacker, so it's a moderate birdie putt. Evan Aldrich, he's been dropping shots. He could use this blue chip, and then if he misses it, then so he's going to hold on to it. A 1 or 2, and he misses. And if he would have used it, he would have made it. So that's an easy par. All right, so back to 10, and Emmerich and company start their back 9. It's going to be Rance Aberley first, who is 1 back and looking for his first title here. 26 is rough in 1, and this is not going to be good with a green 6. So he's not a master, so he's going to end up with a double difficult putt for par. So all that work, and he's got to lag it. He'll hopefully take his easy bogey putt and hopefully make it, and he does, but that's going to mean he drops a shot again. 3 birdies and 2 bogeys now, and he's back 2 out of the lead. Now it will be Dustin Emmerich next up here. And there's the white 4. He has extra control, so 2-2-3. Will this be the chance? Will this be the time when he starts turning it around? Let's see. 2-2-3. Is he legend? No. Hero? No. Goes to mood. Okay, so green 3. He's not stormy, so he has an easy putt for birdie. Easy putt for birdie. He's going to use one of his blue chips, make it gimme, and he's going to be sunny because he's going to make this almost certainly, and he does, and he will take sole possession of the lead with that birdie. And he starts the back 9 like he started the front 9. Plus, he is going to be sunny for his mood, at least for now. And the crowd boos. So let's switch out Aldrich's big chip. Okay, now Alan Duvall. He ends up with another blue chip. Let's see, Alan Duvall. You know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and give him another blue chip. All right, so I'm starting to run a little long here from what I would like to do. So I got to start picking up the pace a little bit. So I'm going to probably not be as chatty Cathy as I have been, but let's real quick take a look at this leaderboard again. Emmerich minus 15, one shot lead over Summers, and then Laufenberg 2 back, 3 behind Onorato, Garcia, and Aberle. Kind of reached a cliff here where it kind of seems like things are going to start. Let's see, Duval, he got his par, right? Right. Yeah, sorry, I got ahead of myself. Okay. 14th, par 4. I just feel like we reached this cliff where all of a sudden Emmerich's going to start finding his form here. So Myung Cho here at this 464-yard par 4 14th. I could have had him take control there. I feel like it's too late for that. You know what? It's not too late. It's not that I don't know what the roll would bring. I really didn't look at the book at all, so I'm just dealing with it because I'm trying to be quick, and I need to not be so quick right now. Especially since I'd like to get some chips back. So 1-3-3 as he takes control. Is he a hacker? Wait, that's for the par 4. Let's see. 1-3-3. Yeoman or puny? Semi-puny, no dot, so he gets away with that, and he's not a hacker. So we go to experience. Green 3, he's not a prospect, so it's an easy putt for birdie. Cho minus 10. He'll use a second blue chip here. So let's do this. He's going to make it gimme. And he makes it, so he'll end up at minus 11. He has a lot of blue chips there, so I don't feel so bad about it. So let me see. Kimes, where is Kimes? He is 7 back with 5 to play. He's out of contention. We're going to that will give us another blue chip. I can now get rid of these as I'm going to go ahead with Summers. So it's not always, look at this guy with gold. He has struggled. But sometimes it's just luck. So Kimes. Anybody else? Bergman's the other guy that is at the cusp. So, but we'll go with Onorato first here. So Onorato, he's within 3. He's going to use a blue chip. So I'm going to take these guys and put them over here to the side. So he's going to take control. 166, par 4. Yeoman, no. Stormy, no. Goes to experience again. And he's not a prospect, so he will have a gimme putt for birdie. And it's in the hole, so Onorato birdies. So he's within 2 now. Now Kimes. This is a neutral hole. Neutral 6 is a bogey. Okay, 13th. And it will be Heath Summers. He will use a chip to take control here on the par 3. 2, 4, 6. Is he champion or dynamic? He's semi-champion with a dot. Easy putt for birdie. He would move into a tie for the lead, so he will use a second blue chip here. That's a gimme, and it's in. So Summers with another birdie here, this time on 13, and he moves to minus 15 alongside Emmerich. He's keeping pace. So he's starting to run out of chips now. But, okay, now Granbury at -10. That's 56. Oh, and he's in the water. 56. And I'm not going to bother, now that I have some chips, I'm not bothering retroactively doing anything there. Green 5, is he a hero? He's not, so moderate bogey putt. And he does make that, but Granbury is dropping another shot. So 6 back with 5 to play. Tempted to take him out, but it's with being 6 back, we don't usually do that with a guy who's 6 back. Okay, Garcia. He's 3 back now. He's had a bad run here, 2 in a row. He's gonna roll the dice here. He's not gonna. So that works for him. 1-4-5 with a white 2. He does take control on his own. 1-4-5. Hacker no. It's mood, and his mood is neutral. Green 1. Actually, this is going to work out great. He's not stormy, so he gets a gimme birdie putt. As long as he makes that, he'll be sunny, and he'll get his birdie. So, Garcia, I need to add him right here to my list, so I have it down there. But he is now sunny, and he is within 2. He's not out of this yet. So it'll be Laufenberg, who is 2 back here at the 12th. No blue chips to use. He gets a blue chip on a par with a white 6. So now Bergman. Again, Bergman's a guy that's he'll use a blue chip. He's got a bunch of them. He needs to start shedding them. Don't have that many holes left. So let's see. 2, 5, 6. Legend, yes. Okay, he can't earn a blue chip because it's going to be a difficult birdie putt for him. And he's going to try and get it here. Needs a 1. Oh, and he gets it. Wow. So I'm glad I didn't take him out of contention. He gets a birdie on his own merit there, and that's a stay of execution for the out of contention rule as far as I'm concerned. Well, he's 7 with 6. I might, you know what? I'm taking him out anyway. Taking him out anyway. Good for him. He had a birdie, but now it's Aldrich. Evan Aldrich. He's fallen by the wayside here as well. He'll get a blue chip and a par. Oops. Okay, so now we're to Emmerich. Just birdied 10. And now he's got a par 5, which is something that he loves to see. And he's got an extra degree of golfer control. Didn't need it here. 2, 3, 6 on the par 5. He's not a duffer. It's not a direct green. Okay, so it's short game check. Green 3, he's not soft, so it's an easy par putt. And he makes it. Alan Duvall, -10. He's going to play it out. He gets 50% chance of controlling it. 1, 2, 6. Is he dynamic? No, it's not a direct green either, so no eagle chance. Not gilded. Moderate putt for birdie. That's where he'll use the chips. He'll take the moderate up to a gimme. He would love a top 5 here. So there's a birdie for Duvall. -11 now. 4 back. And now Aberley, who just bogeyed. Seems like anytime he gets within a sniff of the lead, he starts. So 1, 3, 6 starts botching it. Duffer or scatter, neither of those. Not utility. He's not hero, so moderate putt for birdie for him. Needs a 1 or a 2. 4. So now an easy par. Okay, so now we're to the emerging contender roll. Heath Summers -6. Does that mean no? There's no emerging contender possible. So forget about that. If your leader is -6, basically, so what I say is if there's any one of the leaders who is -6, well, is -5 or better, then there's no... So, I mean, it's on the sheet. It's a little bit open for interpretation. You could say that whoever is whoever is the leader, whichever leader is the lowest or the worst score going in the round. But in this case, the way I do it is if someone, there's only so many guys who are going to be kicking butt on the course. Okay, so Summers and Emmerich -15. It's a showdown of some heavyweights. Okay, 15th. I'll tell you what. Let me just check the. Yeah, no comments. Again, if you could hit like, I would be grateful. So 15. Par 4. Again, this seems like this would be a tough. Let me see. Did I move that forward too much? There we go. Might have just let that get pushed forward a bit. Actually, it's because I was looking at that chart behind you. 430 yards. Tee shot requires focus with trees to the left, out of bounds on the right. We have an out of bounds roll right there. It's 4 degrees. And so with Myung Cho, the first to play here, he is going to use a chip to take control so he doesn't have to deal with out of bounds or any of the other hazards on the hole. 1-1-4. He's semi-gilded with... Yeah, boy, that's going to hurt. That's a gallery groans. He's semi-gilded with a dot, so it asks if he's gilded. He is. So it's gallery groans, green 1. Is he a master? Because he's... the semi is yes for all of the golfer's traits. So he is a yes for this. He has an easy birdie putt. So he recovers, and he has a 1-4, which he makes. So back-to-back birdies from Myung Cho. Since he used a blue chip, he couldn't get a red chip or anything like that. So Cho to -12. He's running out of holes, but he's still potentially within range. He just needs to make some more birdies here. Here's Onorato out of chips. 35 is golf cam course. Green 1. It's not cordial. Is he laser? No, he's not. So clutch putt for par. 1-3 misses. Red chip. Easy bogey makes that, but that's gonna. That's probably gonna make. He needs the birdie out to get to -15. So that's an unfortunate one there. So here is out of contention for Kimes. Normal 4 is a par. Okay, back to the 14th. And it's going to be Heath Summers. He's going to use a blue chip to take control. He's currently in a dog fight with Emmerich. 3-5-5, par 4. Is he king? No. Hacker? No. Experience. So 3 is going to lead. Experience is not a prospect, so he has an easy birdie putt. 1-4, and he will move 1 ahead of Emmerich. And it's in the hole. Heath Summers extends his lead, and what a great round he has going. 7 under par. he is kicking butt right now. So Emmerich is going to see if he can answer on 12 here in a bit. Here's Celestino Garcia, who is 3 back now. Oh, and there are there's the quad 6s. So I will always play this as a special result. It's a trips, and the golfer has control, even though the white 6 still is a golfer control mechanism. So we re-roll on the par 4 special result, and we will use the yes. So what do we got? 22 is roll again, level 2. So there's 3 levels to this. Anytime you get another double, well, not every time. There's a couple of them that are special, that are doubles, but here we go. Level 2, par 4, 22 again, roll again, level 3. So here we go. This is where it ends. What do we got? 35. Play delayed while unruly fan is removed from the course. All golfers cold the next 3 holes. Okay, so all golfers, I take it in this group are, wow, so everybody in this group is cold. So then I guess we re-roll everything. All right, so here is Garcia again. 2 is going to be 23. Sandin 2. Green 6. Is he sandy? No, he's not. He ends up with a double difficult putt for par. He's going to have to lag and accept his bogey here. So there we go. Easy bogey. And that's a killer. Bogey, birdie, bogey for Celestino Garcia after he was in the tie for the lead. And it makes it even worse that his playing partner is now the one in the lead there. So there's a white 6. Granbury will take a par. So through 17, these guys in this group are going to be cold. So I just have to remember that. Okay, Lucas Bergman. He had the birdie. We're going to roll. Here at 13, it's neutral. 6, that's a bogey. Laufenberg. He's going to use his chip. He sees that water, and he just wants to take it out of play. 2, 4, 6. Champion. Yes, he is a champion. He has an easy birdie putt. Needs a 1 to 4, and he makes it. So Laufenberg within 2 now. He's having a nice round. 4 under par. And now Evan Aldrich. He'll use a chip. Takes control. 3, 4, 6. Well, that's going to be a short game check. Green 4, he's not stone. So, yeah, easy par. Makes it. Okay. So it'll be Alan Duvall at the 12th. Another decently difficult par 4 here. 24, sand in 2, green 5. Is he sandy? No. Difficult par putt. 1 to 3. Moderate bogey. Makes it. Duvall back to -10. Okay, so now we are at Emmerich. Hate to use a blue chip to get control when you've got that extra control. Let it ride. And he gets it. 1, 2, 5. White 1 helps him there. 1, 2, 5. Bomber? Yes, it'll be the short game Special short game. And it's a green one. Is he stone? No, he gets a pin roll, which would be a pin potentially for eagle. We roll the white and decider, and it's a 4. That's a moderate putt for birdie. He's going to hold on to the blue chip. 1 to 2, and he will actually, yeah, let's hold on to it. It's only going to raise it 1/3 if he uses it here. So, still had it. So here we go. 1 to 2 birdie chance for Emmerich, and it's in the hole. He matches Summers. They're dueling, even though they're 2 holes apart, and minus 16 for Emmerich, minus 16 for Summers. And Rance Aberlay, 34, Golf Cam course. Green 4, not a cordial, not a dawning. It's easy putt for par. And he sinks it. So, okay, 3 holes left for the group that was first off out of these 4 groups. So, keep on moving. Let's just make the leaderboard a little bigger here. So, Summers and Emmerich. Emmerich had a slow start. He did start with a birdie on 1, but after that, things were pretty quiet for him. Through the rest of the front 9, ends up at 1 under par, but then he's birdied 2 of 3 to start the back, and he is dueling with Summers there. We've got Laufenberg 2 back. Guy who we haven't seen much on the final day of the tourneys, but he's put in a good show here and is lined up for a top 3 finish. If he can just, nurse it home. So, okay. And let me check the comments real quick here. Create own golfers. Is there a guide how to? Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. Keith sells that on his site. It's pretty cheap. Is it like? It might be might be less than $5. I forget. But yeah, I've created golfers. This is one that I've created right here, Alan Duvall. I have a whole bunch of them in this set that I've created. I also did create a course. And if you buy his guide, he gives you the roadmap on how to do it all. So, course, golfer, whichever. And it pretty much spells out what kinds of stats you would expect out of a guy who has the traits that they have on their cards. Okay. Another water hole here with a semi-challenging green, which you just have to remember that Golf Cam green results do come off of the golfer control card, so you could still end up with the challenging biting you there. You do also have the exclamation mark, which makes, if the golfer does not get control, each putt is 1 degree tougher because of the caution symbol. 192 yards, and Cho is going to pay for control so he can avoid the water rolls. And 116 is the roll. And we have to remember that this group here is cold for now. He's not laser. That would have been a chance at a hole out. But instead he has a moderate birdie putt. So Cho 1 or 2. It's a 5. Easy par. Makes it. Cho's also looking at a top 5 here. Okay, Kimes out of contention. Neutral 1, that's going to be a birdie. Guy finally has something go his way. Now here's Onorato, who I think has had too many hiccups in his round. That's a rough in 1, green 2. So again, this is a case where the putt will be 1 degree more difficult. Is Onorato a master? He is. He gets a pin roll. It will be a 5, which is again going to make it 1. It goes from moderate to difficult. So now he has a 1 to 3 putt to make for par, and he makes it. Okay, so I would say difficult. I rarely lag difficult pars. Difficult birdies for sure are in the lag category. Okay, so now Summers has to start thinking about where he's going to use these chips. So he's going to go ahead and take his chances. Even though it's 4 degrees of course control here, he may want to save that extra one for 16, which has water involved. So it's 36, which is rough in 2, and a green 4. He's not a workman, so he has a moderate putt for par. Needs to avoid a 6, and he does. Par for Summers. Now Granbury. Granbury has chips. He'll use one on 15. Okay, 3, 4, 5. And that's going to be Gallery Groans. Green 4. Workman, no. Difficult putt for par. Makes it. Just going to go a little quicker here now. Celestino Garcia in a free fall right now. He's still a minus 12, so not... He'll get a blue chip and a par for the white 6. Okay, now Laufenberg at 14. Eventually you get to no blue chips, and then you gotta take your lumps. Okay, 26 is Golf Cam Course. He'll be happy with that. It's not daunting. Green 5, not daunting. Is he scattered? No, he's not. He will have a clutch putt for birdie. Semi-gold. Can he make the 1 to 4? Oh, and he misses it. Earns a red chip. So now the easy par, he'll make that. And that's a chance wasted for Laufenberg, who could have drawn to within 1 if he had made that clutch putt for birdie. Here's Aldrich. Just trying to wheel it in here without too many more gaffes. Sand in 2. Green 5. He is sandy, so he gets an easy par putt. He makes that. And now Bergman, neutral 3 is a par. We go to Emmerich. Coming off a birdie. Can he get another one here at the par 3? 2, 4, 4. He has control. It's a 3 degree, of course, control hole. And so a 2 gets him control. 2, 4, 4. He's not utility. So it's right now. Right now he is semi-hot with a dot, so he is in great shape here. 4 is going to ask if he is hot because he's semi with a dot. He is. It's an easy birdie putt. He's going to hold on to the blue chip. He needs a 1 to 4 to get the lead back to 1. And he sinks it. Dustin Emmerich, just when he needs it, he knows how to turn that engine on and just start plowing away at it. Minus 17 now. So golf, the course control 33 is in the golf. It's Golf Cam Course. Green 3, not cordial, not daunting. So clutch putt for par for Aberley. He's going to try and make this. He's neutral. He does make it. He'll get a blue chip and a par. And Alan Duvall is the final to play on 13. $56, and he puts it in the water. So Alan Duvall he is an icon, so he gets an easy bogey putt. But that's still back-to-back bogeys for Duvall, and he's to -9. He's 8 back with 5 to play. And we're going to stop paying attention to him. Gold doesn't mean everything. All right, so is there anybody else there? We got Kimes, Bergman, and Duvall. We're also going to turn Granbury over too. He's not. We'll just let the regular old out of contention rules handle those 4 guys, as there's no sense in rolling out stuff. Okay. Let's take a quick peek here again. Emmerich 1 ahead of Summers. Is he going to win his 8th tournament? Good grief. Comments. Let me take a look. You're welcome, Dave Little. This doesn't make me happy to have Dustin Emmerich doing what he does every time. It hurts, but okay. So 17th is a neutral. That's going to be a par for Kimes. I just wanted to get him out of the way before I introduce the hole. 387. It's a pretty easy hole. Again, so what was the hole that I said would be? I think it was the 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 12, so it's just under 50%. Yeah. So maybe this will be just under 50%. We'll see. Myung Cho, he will be the first to play here at 17. Gets control, 3, 3, 4. Yeoman, no. Champion, yes. Easy birdie putt for Cho. He'll use it now. The last hole is semi-daunting, so that makes it a gimme birdie. And he makes it. So Myung Cho to -13 should solidify a top 5 finish. Onorato 14, Woods in 1, Green 2. Well, is he a master? Yeah, he's got a pin chance. And that'll be a moderate par putt. Needs a 1 to 5, and he makes it. Okay, so Summers, all this work he's done, and now he's going to use this chip to take control at the 16th. He'll be out of chips now. 114. Let's see how that works out for him. Is he cold? Oh, everybody in this group is cold. Tap in putt for par. So at least he doesn't bogey, but what a turn of events there. Just when you need somebody to, you have somebody here who could potentially rival Emmerich, and he gets that come up his way. That's a birdie for Granbury off of the out of contention roll, and now Celestino Garcia. Either use 1 here or use 2 at 8, or earmark 2 for 18. 156. Hacker Gilded. He's neither of those. He's going to be experience with a green 6. He's not icon, so it's going to lead to a difficult par putt. 1 to 3. Misses that. Moderate bogey. Misses that. Easy double. Celestino Garcia. The wheels have fallen off here on the back nine. And another, more evidence that certain rolls just will bring up sixes. Okay. It will be J. Laufenberg at the 15th. 155. He gets control of this. Bomber or Duffer? Neither. Champion, yes. Easy putt for birdie. Gonna try and make it here. 1-4, and he misses. So, gimme par. That's a shame. He's had 2 easy birdie putts, and he's missed them both, which would at least give him a shot. So, how's that for bad luck? That's Emmerich luck right there. As far as like, if it were Martin Van Dyke, he would make both of them. It's Emmerich, he will miss both. Aldrich, that'll be 36. That's rough in 2. See how he navigates that with a green 4. Should be able to get up and down with that lie. He's not a workman, so he has a moderate putt for par. And he holes it out. Bergman, neutral 4 is a par. Okay, so now Emmerich on back-to-back birdies. So he is hot. If he gets a roll here where he's asked if he's hot, it's going to be the biggest burn of all time, probably. 2, he does not get control. 56 is sand and 1, but he gets a green 1. This guy leads a charmed life. He's not chunky, so he has a wow. He's going to get a blue chip. Now he gets to re-roll white. It's a 2, so that's an easy putt for birdie. Guess what? He's going to use a blue chip. He's like, I'm going to take that. Gimme if I can get it. Here's a gimme putt for birdie. He needs to avoid sixes, and he makes it. So 3 in a row, 4 of 5 on the back, and he is at minus 18. Just, again, what is up with this particular... Here, let's give Aberley control. I'll tell you, I can't... Anytime he's involved, he wins. And it wasn't that way last year, but this year it is. It's actually... so let's see. So he has control 2, 5, 6. Aberley does. Legend, yes. He used the chips, so we just go straight to the cheers. Green 2, is he champion? He is. He gets a gimme birdie putt. So Aberley joins Cho at minus 13, looking for a top 5 finish. I think he may have finished in the top 5 at the Pro Championship as well. All right, so now it's Duval, a 5, neutral 5 is a par. Okay, so now we're at 18 for this first set with Cho. So once we get this round of holes completed, then things will start moving a little quicker. And we're at 4:30, so as long as I'm done by 5-ish, good shape. So semi-daunting finish. There is water at 14, and there's also water at 13 if there's a decide or die roll that goes the wrong way. 441. Again, semi-daunting, so you have to have 2 chips to be able to take control here, and nobody really has that at the moment. Cho just is going to be the first to go, and he gets control with a 4, 5, 6. It's golf cam green. It's not challenging, so it's also not friendly, but he's not laser, so he needs a clutch putt for par. He is gold, so as long as he doesn't get a 6, he makes the par, and he finishes out a nice round, 65. That's a 5 under par round, but it's just not not going to be good enough for the victory, but it should get him a tie for 4th potentially here, depending on how Aberley comes in. Okay, Kimes finishing out his round. Semi-daunting 3 is a par. So, yeah, 1 over par. on the back. Even par for his round. One of only a handful of guys who didn't finish in the under par numbers. And now Onorato, he's going to put a black 6 down here with the red chip. 26 is Golf Cam course, and it's going to be daunting, so leaves a double difficult putt for par. So he'll lag it. Easy bogey. So he finishes out 67, a good, not a bad round, but this course is playing really easy today. Okay, so it will be Granbury who gets the benefit of the out of contention roll, so gets a par there. Now, Summers and Celestino Garcia are both cold for this hole, and this will be the end of that. But Summers doesn't have any chips. 1-4-6. If that brings up another cold roll, I'm going to scream. No, I'm just kidding. But I feel like it. 1-4-6. Par 4. Legend or dynamic? Neither. It's not firm. Now it's right now. Oh my word. He's not a legend and he's not dynamic. Now it's going to ask if he is hot, which he isn't. So at least it's not, is it cold? Because that would make it even worse. He's not hot, so he has a double difficult putt for birdie. He can at least lag this guy, but he's 2 back. Does he have to try and make it? Or he's 2 ahead of Laufenberg. He's going to try and make this. He needs a 1 and a decider die. Can he make this putt? He'd have a difficult putt for par left if he misses. Here we go. He needs a 1 and a dot. Gets a 6 and a dot. So that's a miss. Difficult putt for par. And he makes that. So there is a par for Summers. But he had to try and make it there. Now, Garcia could take control here. Probably should have had him do it. But he gets it anyway. It's 4-4-6. Legend or bomber. He is a legend, so he will get he'll have 2 blue chips on 18. So we made the right call by not using a chip there. That's gallery cheers, green die 4. Utility, he's not utility, so it's a moderate birdie putt. 1 or 2. I mean, he's not in good shape anyway. He's at 10 under. He just needs 1 or a 2 here for a birdie, and he misses. Easy par. Makes that. So they just have 18 left to play. So what do we got? We got 18, minus 18, minus 16, minus 14. Laufenberg is the only other guy besides Summers that has any chance. And even Summers' chance is pretty weak. Emmerich still has a chip to play. So it will be Laufenberg going first here at the 16th. Needs to find a way to shed a blue chip at some point here. And it's a 2-2-4. He is a champion, so he gets an easy birdie putt. He's had 3 easy birdies in a row. Can he finally make one? He needs a 1-4 to get within 3 and to hope that Emmerich starts to slide. And he does finally make one. Laufenberg to minus 15. Good tournament for him. So now Aldrich, who is not doing so well here, he's going to use his blue chip to avoid the water. 1-3-6. He is hero, so he has an easy putt for birdie as well. Needs a 1-4, and he makes it. So Aldrich to minus 12, 6th place right now. And let's roll Bergman. There's a bogey. Bergman to minus 6. Way down there. Okay, so Emmerich on a roll, going to 15. He's going to go ahead and save the blue chip for 16. Just has to avoid out of bounds here. Probably should have taken control of this one. Anyway, 25, golf cam course. It's not going to hurt him. Green 6, actually, it's going to be fine with the green 6, I think, because that asks if it's dawning, and it's not. So he has a clutch putt for birdie. Can he make the 1-4? He'd get a second blue chip, and he would extend his lead to 3, and that would be 4 birdies in a row. Is it 1-4? Oh, and he misses, so he loses the blue chip. Finally, a crack in the pavement for him. Now an easy par. He makes that. He just really needs pars on the way in because Summers is the only guy that's close enough to overcome. I mean, even with that, if he got 3 pars on the way in now, he would be the champion. I don't think Summers is going to eagle 18. So, Laufenberg has 2 to play and he's 3 back. So let's go ahead with Aberle here. He's going to save his blue chip as well. 66. He is out of bounds, and that is going to be on a 66 result. Tee shot out of bounds. Tee again with a penalty stroke, so we got to re-roll it. So he's hitting 3 here. That's 14. That's rough and 1 with a green 2. He is not a master, so a moderate second putt for par, but it's really a double bogey. Moderate for double bogey. And he makes that. So when you have an out of bounds in golf, you add a stroke, so you would have hit your second. So that would be take it from your having hit your first shot to having hit your second shot. So then you tee off again, hitting 3. It's one of the more draconian rules in golf, I would say. Maybe in all the sports. It's a pretty rough. You go out of bounds and you're in bad shape. So Alan Duvall, neutral, 3 is a par. Okay. Let me go over here to this, and we'll just expand it here to show you where we're at. We're still 2 under, or two ahead. Emmerich's 2 ahead with 3 to play. He just needs pars at this point. Summers, if he could birdie 18, could at least put the pressure on, but Laufenberg would need to go birdie to close out. It's just going to be tough. So here is, let's see, Summers. This tournament has gotten affected by that special result where everybody in this group 2 was cold for 3 holes. And so now Granbury, let's finish him up here at 18. I need to do my cards. Okay. Semi-daunting for Granbury, and it's a 6. That'll be a bogey. So his round, even par, -9 for the tournament. He's finishing 9 behind Emmerich, at least at this point. So now it will be Summers. No blue chips. He's just got to hope he stays out of the water here. And it'll be 45. He's in the trees in 1 with a green 3. It's not going to be a birdie, unfortunately for him. Green 3. Workman, no. Gimme putt for par. He should just be able to tap this guy in. So a pretty decent round for Summers, -7. But when Emmerich turned it on, he couldn't keep it going. That's a nice 63, but he needed a 61. And with Emmerich there, Emmerich, I did the pre-tournament rolls. He got the A+, and it's just like, you got to be kidding me. So Celestino Garcia, he's got 2 blue chips. Let's use 1 to do it, and then he's got to use the other one to get control of this semi-daunting hole. Might as well just use them up, trying to get a chance at birdie. 4-4-5. He's not hot. He had a double 2 holes ago, and he's not gilded, so it's mood. His mood, he's still sunny, so hey, that's going to mean an easy birdie putt, I think. Yep, easy birdie. 1-4. And he misses, so gimme par. I should have rolled 3, but that's fine. Par for him, and 1 under par on his round, not nearly good enough to contend for the title here. He'll finish in the top 10. Okay. 6 golfers left on the course, and it will be Jay Laufenberg, still with that red chip here at 17. But he's gonna see if he can spend it somewhere else. Well, here's the white 6. He's gonna be happy. You know, I'd like to be able to challenge somebody to win this, but I just feel like he needs to take his par. He's gonna get a top 3. That's gonna help him maybe make the Tour Championship, which is, you know, you just got to get into tournaments at this point when you're the golfer like this. So now it's Evan Aldrich, 36. It's golf course controlled. 36 is trees and 2. Green 1, he's not workman, so he's going to get a pin chance. 3 is an easy par. It's in the hole. And now Lucas Bergman. That's a par on the neutral hole. So again, we have another tournament where basically Dustin Emmerich is coming down the stretch with barely a care in the world. Just needs to avoid the water here. And he's got the white 4 under his control as well. So it's a 5, and it's 66. It is in the water. White 5, 66 in the water. It's not over yet. Let's see what the green 4 brings. There was a care in the world, I guess. And not only that, but he gets the caution symbol as well. So par 3, first shot, water, green 4. Is he a champion? He is. Easy bogey, but it's going to be a moderate bogey because of the caution symbol. So we've got a 1-5 bogey putt. If he misses this, he's tied with Summers, who's already put it at -16 in the clubhouse. Moderate bogey. And he makes it. But that does change the landscape a bit. Now he's got to nurse it home. So it's not over yet by any stretch. Here is Duval. It's going to be a birdie right there. Birdie for Duval. And now Aberley. He is going to use the blue chip to take control of this, trying to get a couple strokes here and maybe come out of this in a top 5. It's going to be tough. You need to get to -13 for that. So 4-4-6. He's not a hacker, so it's mood. Aberley is neutral, so he's not sunny, and that means it's going to be a double difficult birdie putt. So he is going to lag, and that leads to an easy par. He does make that. Team bracket where you just never know. Emmerich does not have a chip right now, so it's not a guarantee. That's an untimely bogey for Emmerich right there. You know, he's just popping along, thinking, "Hey, I've got this under my hat." Now here is Laufenberg. A white 1 would do him a world of good right here. Doesn't get it. 33 is golf cam course with a green 6. This would have worked out so well for him, except the decide or die does him in. The decide or die is a yes. So if you look up there at the screen, it's semi-daunting. The green 6 asks, is it daunting? So he is. He needs a clutch putt for par. He would have had a clutch putt for birdie if that decide or die had said no. So here we go. 1 to 4 for his par. And he does make it. And, well, he's not going to need a blue chip, but that is a par. And he finishes with a nice round. 65. Just not enough. Now here's Evan Aldrich, who is 2 behind Laufenberg. There's 12, sand and 2, green 5, sandy. He is sandy. He gets an easy putt for par to close out this round, and he does make it. So 1 under on that's in this bottom half of golfers here in this tournament. So, and let's finish out Bergman here, who's struggled. Semi-daunting 5 is a par. So plus 4, 74 on his round. Okay, so only 3 left. Emmerich's got to get par here or better. Got to play these last holes in even par. So Alan Duvall is a 4. That's a par. So Rance Aberley. So 3, 4, 6. Par 4. Bomber. Yeah, he's bomber, so he gets a blue chip. He got all of that one. What's that roll I was telling you about before? Green 6. It's going to lead to a difficult birdie putt. And at this stage, I think he just needs to take the difficult birdie and turn it into a gimme par. So let's lag it. Almost has a trouble with that, but this is the gimme par. Take the money and run. And now Emmerich. So Emmerich, the score is he has extra control. So he not only has 1, 2, and 3 on the white die to his favor, and also the 6 with that patient par. He also has the white 4 to his advantage. So only a white 5 would be a potential problem here. And it's a 2, so 2, 5, 6 on the par 4. He's not a legend. Okay, so this is short game check green. Oh boy, short game check green 6. He's not stoned, but he still has a difficult putt for par. He needs to make a 1 to 3 here to get this par that he needs so badly. He just wants pars. He took the foot off the gas here a little bit. He needs a 1 to 3 to knock this in from 12 feet. Can he get it? It's a 5. He misses. And now the moderate bogey. Got to avoid a 6 here. And he does. But that puts him into a tie with Summers. Did I give him the jinx? He's got 1 hole left to play. He doesn't have any blue chips. My goodness. And let's see if we have a playoff. I think we will start at 16, go 16, 17, 18. Oh boy. Let's take a look at the comments here. No, it was not. It's not over yet, Larry. It is not over. Here we are. Things are back. Back-to-back boogers for... Here, let's bring it to this, and then let's go layout reset. Whoops. Back-to-back boogers. Let's take a look here. Here you go. This is how the scorecard looks on my card. And this is the leaderboard you see. Never mind this column here, which is just some spinach. Got 1 more hole. If he could get a birdie here, it's going to be a tough birdie because it's semi-daunting. We've already talked about this hole a couple times, but he's not the first one to go. It's going to be Rance Aberley. Actually, no. We'll send off old Alan Duvall. That'll be a par. So Duvall with the +2 score. Now Aberley. Can't use the blue chip to get control because it's semi-daunting. Got a little ripple there. I'm not happy about that. Anyway, 146. Actually, no. It's course control 14. Well, Aberley's in the water, so water in 2. And Aberley's day just got a whole lot worse. That's you ever put money into the toilet and then flush? That's kind of what he just did here. So green 6 too, so that's even worse probably. So water in 2, green 6. Is it cordial? No. Moderate putt for bogey. Well, can't use that blue chip for anything else. He'll make it easy. Easy bogey putt. So Aberley lost 3 strokes down the stretch in the final 4 holes. -10. He's going to get a top 10 out of it. Here we go. This is the roll to settle it here. Emmerich, he's again a 1 or a 4 will give him control, which could be the difference. Otherwise, we may be going into a playoff. Here we go. A white 6 won't help him here either, although it would get him a blue chip going into the playoff. He gets the 4. It's 2-6-6. He has the control on this hole. 2-6-6. Let's see. I'm going to try and show as little as I can. King or shaper. He is a king. He gets a blue chip. He gets a gallery cheers. And guess what? Green 2 is he a champion? He is. Give me putt for birdie. He is a champion. He has to miss the 6-6 here to win his 8th tournament in this season. It is done. Dustin Emmerich overcomes back-to-back bogeys on 16 and 17, and almost in a Tiger-like fashion. Tiger would have his moments where he would falter down the stretch, but he sinks the putt when it matters. He had the extra control. How many things went his way in this tournament in order for this to come about? You had the cold. You had the cold stretch. Whoa. You had the cold stretch for these guys that killed off Summers, at least 1 birdie for him. And he has that extra control, which gives him that chance. And I mean, this is the round where I've seen him have the most trouble this season, bring it over the line, and somehow he still ends up with a monster of a gimme birdie putt result when it counts, because he's a king. And hey, maybe the extra control and after or during the next tournament, because that's a possibility. So just a second here. My browser is being a little sluggish, so I'm going to show you the So, I mean, you look at this. You look at this right here, and actually, I'll show you what I'm going to do. Let's see. Under exemptions, this is where I put the winner, 18. This is Tournament 18, 2019 Colonial Challenge. That's at Texas Provincial. And this was May 2nd. So that's 9 other. So he's had, I think this is his 10th win overall. But if I come over here to the schedule now, this should, yep, right there you go. Oh wait, no. Here, let's copy and paste formula here. There we go. And I gotta just, I'm gonna put a little bit of a bold, or take the italics off. Maybe. And let's see, let's put this to full on black. So there you go. Dustin Emmerich. You look at how many of these tournaments he's won. This is like, there's Emmerich. He's won 2 in a row, 4 different times in the season. Next tournament is the Golden Bear Invitational, which is kind of neat because the Pro Tour is playing there this weekend. I probably will not get to this for another weekend or two, but Muirfield Village is the site for that. And let me just show you. This is my see, can you see that there? These are the results of the tournament. Let me just check something here. So we've got Van Dyke and Adams. They're a little too high up, so I always will go and put like a cut differential of probably 2 just to make sure that we don't have too many. So we've got Van Dyke in the top 10, which these guys are out of contention golfers. And something's not right there. This says par 72. It's par 70. That's why. There we go. That's a little better. So minus 17 for Dustin Emmerich. And oh, this is another thing that I have here. This is the random number generator in order to paste values only to make the cut scores a little bit more interesting, or more to split them out a little bit. And also I need to help with some ties. I have a little check that goes into these guys that played on the weekend that I just have to update here. We're still at 5-ish, so I'm just going to show you some stuff in my behind the scenes. This is where I enter the scores and all this stuff, you know, all the where guys finish as far as those 3rd round checks, and I think that gets everybody. So again, so these are the results. Just helps with some of the sorting. So Emmerich wins $1,080,000. I'll do one more thing here while we're hanging out. I'm going to take this and this is going to, I'm going to have to put this in and then close the sheet because it there's just so many connections in this main database or main spreadsheet that it just bogs it down usually. So I put that in there, and this is going to try and find one cell in my other database, or my other spreadsheet for the course. There we go. Now I was thinking about it's going to ask me to authorize it eventually, if all goes well. Again, part of it's just because this is so... At this point, each of these are my spreadsheets for the various tourneys. So it pulls all of the financial data, the stroke data, where the positions where they finish, the cuts and all that stuff in from each of them and compiles them. And so it really just kind of eats up a lot of memory. So maybe I won't be able to do that. Let's close it first and then reopen it. So yeah, it's a fun data. It's a fun spreadsheet. I mean, it's evolved over the last 2 years. I mean, this is the second version of it. I just kind of like did a copy and paste, you know, within Google Docs. But it's just so massive that even with I have a pretty good connection here. Just has trouble keeping up with it. Now that I'm adding permissions, I'll close it again, and it will do all the updates then. So I'll give you a look at the money list once it fully loads. Might be a little small for you to see on your screen, but as long as Emmerich says he's at 8 tourneys, 1, and he is in here. 18, 2019. See, it's I'm trying to update the title of what it's through, and it's just bogging down like you wouldn't believe. It's just like, yikes. There's too much to deal with here. I have to look through and see if there's any sheets, any tabs I can delete out of this, but each of them has its own function. Oh, there we go. So I just typed in a bunch. Let's see if I typed it right. Hey! Let me see. So we've got Emmerich, Van Dyke, McAdams. Did Laufenberg end up? He's still in 15th. I thought he would have moved up more. I'm gonna have to check my situation there, because let's see. Laufenberg. Let's take a look at how's my point standing. There's usually stuff in this that needs to be updated as I go because things change. Okay, so I'm gonna go. So here's something for anybody who's a relatively newbie. Oh, see, I already did it here. So there. So see how I have money leaders? I just have this cell linked to the other one. So when I update that one, this one updates. Whoa. Tournaments played. This is 18. So. And I don't have any. Whoops. This is kind of tough because. Let's do this. I want to pretty it up. Let's use Brie Serif. That's like my go-to. Why didn't these guys look better? There we go. Alright, so yeah, so stroke average. And the way I do this is I have a little bit of a factor that is from a random number generator to help with the guys who get cut from the first 2 rounds. But then the tournament mode has a whole calculation for anybody who's finished on the weekend based on their grades, like their letter grade, plus their tournament rating. That sets their score. So from there you can assign their scores, and that helps to assign the money as well. So from there you can get a scoring average. That's where we have Dustin Emmerich currently at like 68 point. You can see Gareth Leonard is pretty close with the same number of rounds played. But when it's come down to brass tacks, he's been the guy. Emmerich has been the guy. So anyway, I've dropped a few frames here. So just a minute. I'm going to do this. There. So anyway, pretty long afternoon here. We got going up towards 4 hours, but we've had a lot of A lot of straight talk about golfing here, and a lot of gameplay. Usually I like to do the second 9 only, but I just kind of like got into it and decided that I had an afternoon, and if I didn't do, I was afraid if I got to doing just the back 9 that I would get caught up with other things, and it's really easy when you're not in the middle of something where you're recording it. It's really easy to just say I'll finish it later, and then it kind of gets left for dead. And you know, I have stuff that during the week it's really tough to fit this kind of stuff in too often. So that's why I just kind of like rolled it out here tonight. So let's see, anybody still hanging around? Ken, hey bud. There's still Larry, still around. I don't know if Dave still is. Thank you for the 7 of you who have smashed the old like a Rooney, whatever you want to call it, pounded it, killed it. But I appreciate everybody who has been interested in this project over the years. It's a well, not only this one but the previous one. It's been something where when I started this, I know I'm looking away because I'm looking at the screen. When I started this, I had and this is not to like criticize anybody. Like I understand why it was said, but I think people were a little surprised that I would go with fictional players for this, because it's there's nothing really to latch onto. But I think enough guys have played the fictional set to know most of the characters, and then people who've watched, I think, have just embraced the situation with it. And I don't know. I mean, there might be a point where I go with real golfers, but I've always, and I mean, actually, doing this has made me much more likely to consider a fictional set for one of the other play sports games or another game in general. Some of the games it's kind of tough to do fictional, but play really makes it easy. And I thought maybe for soccer or for baseball, but there's just it's just the projects that I get into are a little bit time consuming, and so just to have too many of those gets to be it goes against it. So anyway, a little bit of me has been, I was watching a little bit of soccer this morning. I was getting a little bit of a hankering for Atmos soccer again, but I also have Soccer Blast. But I don't really want to get too deep into anything else right now. I have baseball I want to finish up within the next month or so. So I really need to make a hard press on that. I got 60-some games left, and I do want to do a playoffs at some point. I might hold off on playoffs for a few weeks, just to kind of like let that settle out once I get there. But it means I probably got to be doing 2 or 3 games a day, and it's easier to do with baseball than with golf. It's tough to do 2 tournaments a day with golf. As you can see, we just been at this for 4 hours. But hi, Philip. So Larry, I missed your tiger-esque fist bump there. Yeah, it was. Here, I'll do it. I don't know. Now let's rewind it and do the slow motion. Oh, yeah. Well, what? It's one of my favorite parts of Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, is when he's in the he's there with Courtney Cox in the mental ward or whatever, and they're out in the garden, or no, it's not in the garden. It's in one of the hallways, and he pretends to catch the ball and get hit, and then he rewinds it. He's just Jim Carrey's so stupid. Anyway, again, thank you to all of you who've supported this project through the last 2 or 3 years, and just we just did 18 tournament 18, so we have 10 tournaments left in this particular thing, and I still have probably 6 in Slacker, so I'm doing those offline. I might do the final online or something just because, but that's something that's a little bit more I take that tour a little easier. I think I've put every tournament, at least some of the action, online for this tour, so I'm just going to stick with that. So the next one's the Golden Bear, and then I think we've got the... What do we have after that, guys? It's, I think it's the American Open. Yeah, at Pebble. So that'll be our second Pebble event. We're going to Royal Troon for the doohickey, for the Open Championship or whatever, Championship of the UK. Another thing to mention, just this week, Keith announced on his live broadcast that they've got, I think it's 15 coming out, which, you know, please don't consider it as me bragging. I love having the courses. He does such a great job with them, and you know, they're actually kind of easy to pick up one at a time, or maybe 2 at a time. And so this spring I had some extra money kicking around. I had 3 left to buy, so I just bought the 3 that I didn't have yet. So now I'm going to have one more, but I'm really excited that we get 2 classic open courses in Baltusrol and Oak Hill. Especially Oak Hill. I have many ties to Rochester, including my collegiate career. Not in sport, not in college athletics or anything, but just my academic. I spent 4 years in Rochester, so it's nice to see that. Then they put, I think, Detroit and TPC Minneapolis, or whatever they call that now, which is another 2 I like. So like this course here today, this was an easy course. It's nice to have easier ones to play out your regular tour events on. Like Pebble's kind of tough to do when you're doing a regular tour event, because it's pretty tough. It can get frustrating, not only for me, but for new people who are trying to play. You know, you've got courses like Golf City, which are really easy. Then you've got like Sedgefield. We did a Carolina one at Sedgefield. I can't remember what the name of it is. The one in Charlotte. That's a pretty tough course. I guess no, there it is. Well, Quail Hollow, right? And Sedgefield is Greater Greensboro. I get those 2 mixed up. Quail Hollow is a tough one. So anyway, I don't want to keep going here too much longer. Let me just double check, see if there's any more chat here. Going to be another course released at the Play Not Con in early August. Okay. Yeah, I've thought about signing up for the deluxe package of that, and I don't know. It may be a game time decision. I really should get in on it. It just depends on, I haven't looked at my schedule too much, just with which weekend it is. But it's pretty neat that Keith is doing something online to try and replace what a lot of people go to. I mean, and I wanted to go to Colorado at some point for the PlayCon, and it's just hasn't happened yet, and it probably wasn't going to happen this year. But I probably should look for a way to get in on the online part of it, because I don't know when I'm going to make a trip out there. So, okay, so yeah, Quail Hollow. Anyway, I'm going to sign off again. Hit like. Long tournament. Thanks for sticking with me. And next up, Muirfield Village here on the channel, or whenever that is. Maybe this coming weekend. We'll see. It's nice because there's no race. Being into Formula One, they've been going pretty much every weekend here the last 3 weekends. So now there's a week off. So that may help me squeeze another one in on a Saturday. So see you soon. Dustin Emmerich. I might have to give him the next tournament off, but it's another invitational type, so we'll see. See you soon. Take it easy. From Tabletop Baseball Plus, Earl and I both, Tabletop Earl and I both appreciate all of you out there. Hang in there, and see you soon.